Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and everybody inside and outside of the gender spectrum, and welcome back to Stardom Quest Gold, the best weekly Stardom and Marigold podcast anywhere in the world. I'm as always Alex, and I am joined by Dylan. Hi, Dylan.
Did you have some gas?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, Alex. Hi, everybody.
Comes in at the worst
Um,
times.
the day this is dropping is my birthday, so shout out to me. Shout out to my mother who gave birth to me. Nobody likes you when you're 23, but I hope y'all still like Stardom Quest Gold. Um, the Bears lost.
Mm-hmm. Tear down
I was
for good.
devastated, dude. It
I can
was
imagine.
so rough. Like it went into overtime. It was a whole problem. We played a better game, I think, outside of a couple wide receivers who shall not be named. We played a better game than the best team in the league, arguably, and it was really upsetting for me. Um, my friend, she broke a chair at the bar.
Oh my.
That's true.
Okay.
Um, in fact, she broke a chair when we were winning. That was kind of the funny thing. She like popped out of her chair and she freaked out and the chair fell and it cracked.
Right.
Um, so yeah, I'm a bit upset spaghetti, you know. Uh, don't get football for another 8 months, and who knows if we'll be any good then.
Yeah, I
So
said that in the group. Like, American sports is really cruel because you have to
yeah,
wait so long and then you play 10 games and then you're done. And if you lose, you're done. Like, I have to
yeah.
watch Chelsea lose or play badly every 3 days. I'm kind of used to it at this point. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a force of habit now that they're
Well,
going to
see,
play badly. I don't
it's
have to
one or
wait
the
10
other
months for that crushing despair again.
because NBA and MLB and baseball, they play literally every day.
Yeah,
Like
the
baseball,
baseball
the
is great.
baseball season is 140 games or something like that, 132.
Hmm.
Um, so it's like, and with that, it's like, yeah, there's, who cares? Like we, if we lose a game, we can make it back, except for the White Sox who don't seem to make it back ever. Um, But with football, yeah, it's like that's the thing is that I love my team. The other thing about football is I know, sorry, people who are probably annoyed that we're talking about football. The thing about American football is that the contracts are so like fragile, I guess I could
Yeah,
say. Um, Legitimately, I don't think like a quarter of my team is going to be there next year, like starters.
right.
Um, and some of them it's like a good thing because a lot of our defense is a bit unreliable, but like I don't know, they're like we have like several guys where I'm just like, you shouldn't not bring them back next year. Like DJ Moore, he fucked up. Like he fucked up at the end of the game. Everybody kind of wants him to get traded. And I'm just like, dude, unless we get some great fucking wide receiver, like we need him. Like we will fail next year. Like it's a very precarious the offseason is very precarious in American football. So I am scared that this is, the decade every decade the Bears have like one good season. I'm scared that that's what's happening now. I'm really terrified, in fact. But yeah, I'm a bit bummed about that. But we're here to talk about wrestling, which I'm slightly less bummed about. I actually liked the Marigold show that I just watched. So
Yeah.
you know,
Okay.
I'm chill.
Well, head on over to the 5-star-network.com for all of the latest articles and podcasts from the wonderful world of pro wrestling. Head on over to the 5-Star Network YouTube channel, which is where this, as well as shows like Actress Stage and No Limit Wrestling, all go up. You guys should have No Limit soon for this month, if there is
Ish,
one.
ish.
Yeah.
I found out that the Michinoku DVD is clipped to shit, so I'm deciding, and also the audio is fucked up. So I'm deciding like if I should like what I should do there. We'll probably still just watch the clipped show. Um, but yeah, so that is slightly delayed. It's January, February, no limit. Let's shoot for that type of thing. Um,
Okay.
but
A
yeah,
bit of a
so
disaster, but that's
yeah,
all
I mean, like I'm excited to watch the show, but it's like the audio is clipping a lot. It's like it's clicking. It just sounds. It's very grating to listen to. So I gotta like run it through like Audacity and remove it, like remove the clicking. But
right. Oh, right. For
it's
the
a whole thing. For a
viewers.
video, that's a whole thing. two
Yeah.
hour DVD, like it's a whole thing, and I just haven't had time to get to it.
So,
But yeah, it'll be fine. I'm sure. You know who's
okay.
actually on this in a comedy match? Um, Hiromi Yagi.
Oh, yeah. The hard
You
hat.
seen it? Yeah,
No,
she's in a
hard
comedy
hat?
match. Yeah,
No, it's not
I'm
hard
pretty
hat.
sure. Hold on.
No, I think it's Narutoki or something. Is the hard hat girl? Thinking of.
Michinoku Pro.
Pro
This is
Miyagi
this
went
is
to Arjan. So yeah,
yes.
it's a different woman. Okay,
Miyagi
I'm
was.
thinking of somebody else. The hard hat girl is definitely different. She was in
Are you
AJW.
thinking of Reggie Bennett?
No, there was like a comedy girl who would go run around
Oh,
AJW with a hard hat.
oh, I know who you're talking about. I know
Yeah,
exactly who you're talking about.
yeah,
I'm blanking on her name as well, but I know who you're talking about now.
yeah. I thought it was her, but no, not Beast. But yeah, we should get straight into it because I'm gonna forget a lot of the news. So we're gonna start with Marigold because they just have more happening. They ran a show this past week. They're doing stuff, and Stardom's Korakuen is tomorrow. So it feels it's one of those things that was gonna be very silly to talk about a show that's already happened. But you know, the Korakuen, we kind of got it. So on the Marigold front, they announced two incoming foreign wrestlers who will be arriving for the next tour, which starts in March. One is Angel Hayze, and the other is Maddy Morgan. Um, me being me, of course, I've gone out of my way to see both of them now. And I've liked Angel Hayze before. Like I know of Angel Hayze. She's from Scotland. She's kind of been on that indie scene. She was like ready to become a thing, and then the COVID hit, and I think she kind of just her career got stuck in Scotland. But I think she's really good. She's a veteran. She's quite versatile. I think she's the kind of wrestler who will have a 3.5 star match with Mayu Iwatani, and everybody will be like, "Oh, she's cool. We like her. Bring her back." So I think Angel Hayze is going to impress, and people will be really into her. And I do hope that we get her in like a big singles match with one of the main eventers because I think she would do really well in that kind of situation. Maddy Morgan is one we've seen her archetype kind of struggle before. Like she's very agile and like does this like really cool like middle rope springboard into a face buster that looks great.
Cool.
She like moves really well, but we've seen that exact kind of wrestler struggle in Marigold before and in Rossi promotions. I don't know if it's because the Japanese wrestlers don't base for them properly or what it is, but you're probably looking at either Isaiah no, Mila Grace
Myla
or
Grace.
Zeta
Yeah.
Steel. Like she's going to be one of those two. I just don't know which one. But she's a very similar mold of like very athletic, moves really well. But it is all just about how she adjusts to the pace of the Marigold wrestlers more than anything. So yeah, I'm a lot more confident on Angel Hayes doing well.
Did
But
you know that
like Maddie Morgan will be cool eventually.
the reason they scouted Angel Hayes is because her nickname is also the Young Lioness, and they're counter programming Stardom.
Wow, that's crazy.
This is true.
All right.
It's not true.
I didn't think so. But yeah, I'm excited to see them. It seems like they're coming in March, but I don't know for sure because of something Marigold announced today that confused me. Um, but they also announced the introduction of the Dream Diamond Destiny 3D Trios titles. They're going to do a tournament that is ending at the Korakuen next month to crown the first champions. Very excited by this. We've been asking for Trios belts basically since the promotion started. I think it will fill a lot of the gaps in the promotion as far as like getting some of the mid carders onto the rung and giving them stuff to do. And you look at the pairings that are there, and they all make sense. And I think just about anybody would benefit from winning these belts. So I'm
Mhm.
I really like this. And we can go through the teams in a minute, but just what do you think of the 3D belts?
We talked about it last week. First of all, love the name. I would have gone with Dream Drop Distance, but that's different thing. I stole that joke from the internet. Um, that's a Kingdom Hearts reference, in case you.
All right, okay.
Yeah, one of the games is on the 3DS, and it's called Kingdom Hearts 3D.
Hmm.
Dream Drop Distance.
That's kind of cool.
It's a fun game. Um, First of all, if this is the one time that they don't steal from Stardom and do three different colored belts, they're stupid. That's
It
such a
looks like they're all yellow from the
that's
picture.
crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's crazy that that's the one where they're like, you know what, we'll separate. Like, why? That's like the coolest thing you guys ever did. Like, I like color, color coordinated belts. But I digress. I think it's a great idea. I also like the teams. I feel like the teams are exactly what I would have wanted out of
Mm.
this. Unfortunately, I now understand why the tag tournament did not matter, because they like this clearly has more care put into it because it's a title
Yeah.
tournament, but also like you could just see like these are clear visions from the past few months. You know what I mean? Like all these people kind of like have some sort of connection to one another, and it's kind of perfect in that sense. Um, but beyond that, I'm happy that we're getting trios titles. I'm happy. I think that's a cool name. You know, the 3D trios titles. I think that's awesome. Um, and yeah, you know, I think it will be good for especially like the younger wrestlers. Maybe not Rhea, because I feel like Rhea probably has like a lot of paths she can go down, but like someone like Yuka Yamazaki, like her first belt is going to be the third string of the 3D title. You know what I mean? Like that's what she's going to get like soon, you know, relatively soon. Same with like a Komomo if she doesn't get the Superfly, like this is perfect for her. I think it's just great. Excuse me. It's great for the young wrestlers who like need something but don't have an immediate path forward. Which is always what it was kind of in Stardom. You know, I mean, it was always like, oh, a comedy character like Natsu would win it, or you know, a super young wrestler like Azumi would win it. You know, and that would be like a big deal because it's like neither of those two are going to win a notable belt anytime soon. You know, in 2017, 2018. So, or when did Natsu finally get 2019? So it's like it's good for that. You know, you could see Megaton getting this belt, and I think that's kind of cool because Megaton is a very strong comedy character. She deserves a belt at some point in her career, I think personally. But I don't think she'll get anything more than being the third string of the 3D champions, and I think that's cool. Like I'm happy that this opens up more wrestlers to getting kind of title shots, to being in meaningful matches. Um, I think that's really cool.
Yeah, for sure. And the pairings are Miko Ono, Koki Amare, and Megaton. So you've already looked into what you're going to get there. Mai
Hmm.
Sakurai, Natsumi Suzuki, and Arina Yamanaka, who I would probably have as favorites.
Yeah.
Seri Yamioka, Yuki Yamazaki, and Syoko Kashino. Naoshikawa, Hummingbird, and Nagisa Tachibana. Utami Hayashishita, Chikagoto, and the returning Chanyota, who's finally back.
Woo!
Nagisa
That's a
Nozaki.
crazy team, by the way. How the fuck
Yes,
do you beat them?
that's I would have to look. They could probably be in the final, but I'd have to check. They take on Nozaki, Matsui, and Rhea, which is another good team. Then Mayu Iwatani, Victoria Yuzuki, and Komomo Minami take on a
Wait,
team
wait,
of
is it Chiaki or Nozaki?
Nozaki.
I thought you said Chiaki. I was gonna
No.
say I have it written down as Nozaki. Go on.
Um, Mayu, Yuzuki, and Komomo Minami taking on a foreign team, which is kind of what piqued my interest because this foreign team is meant to be there on the 7th. But as far as I was aware, Maddy and Hayze don't start until March. So who are these foreign wrestlers? Is it
Wait, where
like
do you have the matches?
Scott's Twitter?
Marigold didn't even post that. That's crazy.
Yeah. Um yeah, so like that's like the final one of the final matches is the Mayu team against the foreign team, but like where are these foreign wrestlers coming from? Is it gonna be Amale from Marvelous? Because she's the only foreign wrestler they have at the minute. So like is it gonna be her and they bring Maddie and Hayes early or something? Like I'm very intrigued by who the foreign team is in that one. Because I really don't know if there's that many foreigners currently just sitting around in Japan.
Oh, okay, I see where the. No, I think it'll be a foreign team, like a proper foreign team. Um, how do you feel about Fatal Influence?
They're awesome. Yeah, let's do it.
I think they
Dude,
suck. Well, I think two
DC
of them
Jane
suck.
is literally one of the best TV
JC Jane's
wrestlers they've got.
JC Jane is yeah, JC Jane's
Yeah, she's
incredible. But
awesome.
the other two suck. So I'm chill on that. Um,
Does Carly Bright still wrestle? We can get Kendall, Carly, and Ren.
getting Ren and Kendall would be really cool.
Yeah,
Um, especially if it was to build to a GHC championship match.
hell yeah.
Like, because I wouldn't be surprised if that's what we're kind of looking at is, especially if it is like a WWE team, which we keep boogeymanning this, and it's like I don't
Oh,
even
yeah,
think
I
that'll
was just
necessarily
joking
happen.
because, like, I don't know,
Yeah,
I don't know who else it would be. Like, what are the foreign talents you're gonna get in
they would
randomly?
have announced it by now. And the thing is that
Yeah,
they only announced two. So even if it
yeah.
is the two we know, why wouldn't they have announced the
That's why it
third
might just be
team,
the
the
Marvelous
third one?
girl because Marvelous usually has
I mean,
foreigners.
yeah. I suppose so. But that would yeah, I guess so. Maybe Nightshade reappears, as she always
Yeah,
does.
that'd be cool.
Um, yeah, I don't know. I do think that, we could see because the Icon family is a bit of a it's not a stacked team necessarily because Komo Minami can lose,
Yeah.
but them versus a foreign team smells like I mean they are a stacked team because they have two champions, one of which is a double champion. But it smells like an upset, right? Like the foreign team is going to upset the Icon family. So I feel like if again I don't think this is going to happen, but if you were bringing in an NXT trio, um, you could have one of them challenge Mayu after winning this match and then losing in the semifinal or whatever,
Mm.
and then you could send them packing because like the partnership with WWE, the strongest one is Noah. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
kind of like having that be kind of the
You
tie-in.
see,
Maybe Monday Magic is actually bringing in foreign wrestlers and
could, yeah.
they do this. You know what I mean? Like foreign women wrestlers, because that
Yeah.
is part of what Monday Magic kind of does is bring in foreign wrestlers.
It would be a step forward. Now I know there was those reports that WWE were looking at sending more women to Japan, so I guess it would make sense. But it could definitely
Sunday
just be
Ghost
that
always
they,
kind of felt like that.
yeah. But they don't run enough, so I feel like Marigold
Mm.
would benefit. The thing with the foreign team is they're working. If they won that match, they would be working face on the 13th as well. So you'd have to have them around. Like they're gonna have to stay at least a week. Um, Kind of gives more credence to it just being the girl in Marvelous and the two for
When's the
Marigold.
Korakuen next month?
It's towards the end of the month. Hold on,
Because
because
I
they
truly
changed the
think
dates, so I have to double check.
I think if it is some like maybe not a WWE team, but if
The
it is a
23rd.
team that's like what would a
So you're
I
there
don't
for
know
the
what an
entire
example.
month, basically.
I think again this is operating off of an assumption that's probably not going to happen. It will probably be the two foreigners that we know, and then Nightshade or the chick from Marvelous who's over there, like whatever. But I could see, and this they did this. They've done this in Noah, and they've done it in All Japan, I believe, where they send over the three girls from NXT or whatever. They win a match, they lose a match, two of them go home, third one stays for an extra week to do a big show, loses, goes home.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of like a pop like that makes sense from a just uh semantics point of view. But
Hmm.
I'm not committed to it being a WWE team. I'm not committed to anything. I'm fascinated because it feels like they would just say, "Oh, these two wrestlers and X," or these two
Yeah.
wrestlers and I guess X would make it seem like too much of a mystery, but they don't really care. X's suck sometimes. Like that's a Rossi
Yeah.
thing, in
Like
fact.
the reason it would be a foreign team, either they want to do a big reveal at the Mayu Korakuen, maybe, or it's they don't know yet, which would indicate more that they're working with WWE because WWE would
What
not
if
have
it
the whole
is
model.
Dakota Kai, Nixon Newell, and Nixon Newell's girlfriend?
Oh dear God. Oh no. Just killed it. Just kill all of my enjoyment. Oh my God.
Yeah, I do that.
They would run back Mayu versus Evie for the Superfly because they did that for the high
For
speed
the
belt once
Superfly.
upon a time. Yeah.
Yeah,
They did
it
it for
was
the
a good match. That was a fun one. Yeah,
Yeah. Um,
I don't know if it'd be fun today, but
no, I don't think so. Yeah, I'm just looking at a Marvelous card, and they really do only have the one foreign wrestler. It's Amelie from France. So yeah, you can't even let's check there to see if there's any filled in. So that's fun. We'll have to wait and see on that one. The other kind of Marigold news, it's very disappointing news. Kizuna Tanaka suffered a very bad injury during the show over this weekend, and she's out for a long time, basically. Um, so we're not going to review the match she got hurt in because they actually cut it on Wrestle Universe. It gets to a certain point, and then a thing pops up at the end, and then it just cuts to the next match's entrance. So there's no point in reviewing the
have there
match.
been pictures of it or anything?
Yes,
I
there's
have not
pictures.
seen it.
It apparently was very gruesome. Like her foot was
Yeah.
pointing the wrong way.
Oh man.
Yeah, she suffered, I think, a fracture and a dislocation. And the fact that what
I thought there
really
was a break
alerted
too.
Well, that's what a fracture is, isn't it? Fracture and dislocation.
A fracture and a break is different, but
All right,
go on.
okay. What really alerted me was she had surgery within like hours of being brought to the hospital, which is one of those things where you're like, yeah, they don't do that unless you're in really, really bad shape.
Yeah,
So her injury must have been really bad. Like the fact that they cut it from the airing is says a lot. And it's just really disappointing for her, to have another big injury in her career because she clearly like loves wrestling. She even said in her post, like, I love wrestling, I'm gonna come back. And the roster really likes her. And it's just every time I feel like Marigold is like getting everybody back and they have like a full deck of cards to play with. There's the two load bearing injuries that just completely take out the house of cards. Because I was trying to say this, I was trying to find a way to say this, but like
mhm,
losing Kizuna on her own is fine. Like you can navigate that. Losing Yuki Minami to a bad knee injury on her own is fine. You can navigate that. Losing Yuki Minami and Kizuna Tanaka to bad injuries back to back is one of those like they're two of the only people who you can just move around the card as you need because they can just lose to whoever. And now you're losing two people who can do that on a roster where Rossi is trying to protect like half of them, has three pin eaters, and has two people who he wants to push but kind of has to take pins. Like it's just it makes everything so much more difficult, I think. Because now you can't
yeah.
just throw Kizuna into a main event. You can't just throw
You also
Yuki
lose
Nami
out
into a main event.
on a pretty big Yuzuki defense, which I imagine
Yeah,
if Yuzuki holds the title for a while, they would have gotten to at some
yeah,
point. You know what I mean?
that
Like
too.
that feels natural. Um, which losing a title defense is kind of a big deal in Marigold because it's like they don't have an endless supply in the same way that like Stardom does. You know what I mean? Like
Mm,
truthfully, if you wanted Konami to go on a 15 title defense run this year, you easily could
yeah,
without repeating and still give a satisfying conclusion where she loses in the 16th defense. Very easily, just with your talent. Marigold just doesn't have that. It just doesn't. So losing out Kazuna, who is a very clear tool player, she can go up, she can go down, like she can really slot in pretty effectively anywhere, is really disappointing beyond just like my personal sadness about it because I really feel for the girl. She's had so many injury problems, but she clearly and understandably just loves wrestling. And it just I don't know, it hurts when it's someone who you know this is gonna really hurt. You know
yeah,
what I mean? Like not to say it wouldn't hurt otherwise, but it's like and it's easy to throw her under the bus in the same way that it's easy for Alex to throw Marigold under the bus on Twitter. But or not Konami, Koki. While her injuries suck because it's like, oh, you fucked up your leg, like I feel for you. I don't think they suck because she's not wrestling. Because like she cares about wrestling, but that's not like her life. It's her job. You know what I
mm,
mean? Like Kazuna Tanaka very clearly loves wrestling more than pretty much any other like wrestler I have ever seen. Because if she didn't, she would have retired a year ago. You know what I mean?
yes,
Like her problems, like her injury problems, and this, like it's just so I don't know. It's really sad. For
yeah,
her to go down. Um, it's sad for anybody to go down, but like especially with how, like you said, how gruesome it sounded and just how urgent it seemed. I really worry about her. I'm really hoping for the best for her. But yeah, uh, definitely a big loss. I was talking about it with Murphs, and it was this conversation where it's like this hurts and helps a handful of people on the roster. You know what I mean? Like because the next one up mentality does exist, but with Kazuna, it might also be a next one down sort of situation. Because Yuka Yamazaki, for example, could take that wipeout challenge that Kazuna would have gotten eventually, but she could also be the one taking the falls that Kazuna would have taken
yeah.
moving forward. You know what I mean? So it becomes hard. There's less people that can get beat easily
Yeah, like you're just
on
down
the
to
roster.
Megatron Tachibana, like essentially.
And even then, it's like they like Tachibana. Same with Hummingbird. They like Hummingbird. They like now
Yeah.
Ishikawa to some degree. Like these are
Mm,
wrestlers who maybe not like them, but these are wrestlers who you can. I wouldn't be surprised if at some point each of those wrestlers they don't want to lose on a house show
yeah.
in the next however many months. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hummingbird
Even
especially.
Megaton. Like if you want to put her in like an artist or not artist, a 3D title match, you probably won't want to beat her the day before. So like I don't know, it becomes an issue, with two very fundamentally important undercarders missing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like that's one thing that they've been really unlucky with since the Naho injury. Like every time
Yeah.
they get like a decent core of pin eaters, it's like, oh no, something has happened. And it just ruins a lot of their flow. But I'm sure they'll get past it. They usually do. Um, but we'll just get on to the action.
Mm.
This past Monday, we had the season premiere of the new season of Monday Magic, and we kicked off in style with Mayu Iwatani and Miku Ono beating Chi-Chi and Zones from Pro Wrestling
I
Evo.
totally forgot that was like I didn't get to watch it. Um
Oh, you missed out.
and I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm not getting to watch a Miku Mayu tag." And I saw the Great Sakuya was around, so I was like, "Oh."
Oh yeah.
And I
Mm.
forgot that it was against Chi Chi and Zones, and now I'm devastated.
Yeah, they were taking turns kicking the shit out of the two of them. It was fantastic.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it was a good match. And then afterwards, Great Sakuya showed up because, of course, I said this on Twitter, but Monday Magic is not going to trick me again. Joshi always peaks in the first episode, and everything after that is Sakuya or Takase nonsense. So we're done, and that's it. And they also then set up the Utami Mayu match because Utami was in the crowd, and then was like, "Hey, I'm here again. I want to challenge again." And she was like, "The committee should be here, right?" And then Mayu was like, "All right,
She
that's
doesn't
fine.
she
I'll do
doesn't know that Noah is fractured into like 7 pieces. The
it." No,
committee might not have been there.
no, I don't think there is a committee. I feel like Mayu was lying.
There's a committee.
I don't
But
know.
it's just
I think
I think
Mayu
it's
might
just
have
like
been bullshit.
I think it's just Nozawa.
Possibly.
Like it's
Uh,
Nozawa and Marufuji and
yeah,
like the president or whatever.
but that was
Wait,
pretty
no,
fun.
I think Marufuji is the president. I fucking Noah, man.
Your guess is as good as mine.
You know what
Um,
Noah's doing right now?
what?
They're separating all of the brothers that they have. They have several
Oh, yes,
tag
I've
teams
heard.
of brothers, and they're just like, you know what? Nah,
You're
not anymore.
not allowed.
Crazy.
Yeah, well, might as well. But yeah, that's Monday Magic.
How did you feel about the press conference?
It was good. Yeah, people said what they needed to say. There was no like blow away promos or anything. Um,
That's because you don't fuck with Utami Hayashishima.
no, the Utami thing is not a blow
The
away
shit
promo. That is
movie.
just her being human. Like that in a wrestling sense, I don't see that as a blow away promo for the
Okay,
match.
no, it's not a promo. In fact, she promoted the match by being like, not even being like, "I'm gonna beat you," just being like, "I could do literally anything to you, and I'm going to."
Yeah.
In a very loving way, she said it, but when she said that, I was like, "Oh, this is I, maybe it's getting it promoted the match for me because now I'm like, oh, this is gonna be like a Mayu Tommy match." You know what I mean? Like a this is a poor example because both of the wrestlers, both Mayu and Utami, are better than the two wrestlers I'm about to say. But it's kind of like Kaito Kiyomiya and Keno. They have often said that it's like I could do things that would break anybody else's neck, but I could do it with him because we sync up so well in ring that like I'm not scared I'm gonna actually kill him. I know I'm just gonna hurt him because we just like have a you know that they have a chemistry. That's how it feels. So like Ken was like, yeah, I mean I've done moves to Kaito that should kill a man, but don't because it's just we're so locked in and we have such a great chemistry and rivalry. That's how it feels with Utami and Mayu. So I'm
Yes.
kind of I'm kind of expecting that to go dummy.
Well, it is Mayu's anniversary match, so I
That
feel like
too.
that was always a guarantee. But yeah, it was a decent press conference. They did. Mayu actually set up the Komomo match. I'll be interested to preview that one next week because they kind of dropped in some interesting stuff. Um, we're going to get into the review. We had one show that went up. The next one is going up tomorrow. So the first one was in the Osaka 176 box on the 17th. They did 403 fans for this one, which again is a very good number, I think, for Osaka and for the box. And we opened with Misa Matsui beating Naoshikawa. What did you think about this one?
I liked it. I thought it was good. Um, there was a couple, miss spots, but like not enough for it to be like noticeable. I felt like maybe it could have been better. It felt like it was like really like gassing up in the last like minute and a half or so, not even. And then it ended with me runner up. So it did kind of get cut off in that sense. But I thought it was good. It's funny. I was watching this match and I was like, this feels familiar. And I remember this was like the second match in Marigold history. No, the second non-Korakuen match in Marigold history. Um, it was on their first house show. This
Wow.
match happened 2 years ago now. Because I vividly remember watching it while I was at uh the food court on the military base I used to live on, which is crazy to say now. It feels like
Yes.
um, it
Some
feels like
lore.
such a distant memory, but 2 years ago. Um, but yeah, I remember watching it, and I remember them being cool together, and they're still cool together. So yeah, cool.
Yeah, I thought it was like a neat heel babyface match. Like they really leaned
Yeah.
into the roles of what they are. And Matsu was a real shithead. Like she really played that up a lot. And now Ishikawa kind of got her moments to come back. But Matsu was like very disrespectful throughout. It was a very interesting side of her that she doesn't show a lot.
Mm.
Like, it was just fully her being a dickhead, which I don't think we always get.
Yeah, no, I definitely get that. I feel like she leaned a little bit heavier into it, which I think worked. Um, what are we looking at for the trios term? No, okay. Um, this is I was thinking ahead. Sorry.
All right.
Uh, I was thinking ahead to the next Darkest Revolution match that we talked about. But yeah, I liked the match. I thought it was fun. I thought it could have been better if they kind of like I don't know. How long did this match go? Do you have the time on it?
Uh 8 minutes.
Yeah, no, I don't think it needed to go longer. But they kind of got to all the fun stuff a little late for me.
Right. You wanted a spot fest.
I want a little bit more spottiness near the end,
Right.
because yeah, like the first like 6.5 minutes were like good, clean wrestling, not clean, but chill wrestling, but like well done wrestling. And the last like minute and a half or so was like it got really intense. Um, maybe bump that up to 2 minutes of it. I think I'd be happy,
Okay. That's fair.
happier. I still thought the match was good.
Okay. The next match was the one where Kizuna got hurt. So we won't
Yep.
we won't touch on that. Mai Sakurai and Shino beat Hummingbird and Megaton in 11 minutes.
Chino
Um,
cannot help taking liberties with Megaton.
yeah, it's quite funny.
She kicked her head off.
Yeah, it's a shame because I feel like this was an okay match, but it was very it's just very long. I don't think the wrestlers could
Yeah,
do the long match. Like it was just so much Megaton Shino stuff that I was like, okay,
it was
at a
interesting because
certain point.
I was watching it and I was like, "Damn, Hummingbird's in here for a long time." And then I realized that it was like half the match. Like it wasn't like she was in it for more time than, one wrestler should be, but it was just that it felt long because the whole match was long. And I was like, "Oh, so now we have another 6 minutes of Megaton. That's okay,
Yeah.
cool." Um, yeah, I didn't think much of it.
All right. Um, we then had Koki Amare, Miko Ono, and Natsumi Shizuki. Oh gosh, Natsumi Shizuki beating the Darkness Revolution team of Chiaki, Nagisa Nozaki, and Rei Seto. This is a fine match. It was
I
all
am
Chiaki.
Yeah, I'm fascinated by what we're doing with Chiaki and Miku. Because like even at the end of this match, it felt like we were getting more like high end, like high stakes near falls between Rhea and Miku than we did
Yeah,
Chiaki and Miku. Like Chiaki and Miku did a little bit of stuff like in between, but then like it felt like Miku was feuding with Rhea by the end, and I was
yeah,
like, is this on purpose? Because this happened with Misa last time. You know what I mean?
hmm,
So like part of me is like, I wonder if like the point is to make you kind of underestimate Chiaki, and then she's gonna crack her over the head with the chair and pin her, or if this is a Taro Okada type thing where it's poorly done because it's poorly done and there's nothing beyond that. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Not even poorly done because I think like they're doing fine, but like certainly not building to that match that might happen or might not happen. You know what I mean? Uh, so so yeah. So I don't know.
Okay. Um,
But does that make sense? Where it's like I wonder if it's like a misdirect or if it's just they don't know
well,
what's going on.
yeah, I mean, I kind of said that I was wondering if the Chiaki thing was actually going to be a red herring and she loses, and then Nagisa Nozaki steps in and is
Mm,
like, "Okay, you mess with my group, now I'm going to beat you." Because that would continue a trend of them like running back Aono's title matches, which is kind of interesting because they did obviously her and Mai Sakurai for the UN, and they did her and Nagisa for
yeah,
the UN. So I wonder if
yeah.
they're maybe gonna run back both of them. Could be intriguing.
I do like I do like championship match Nozaki. Big
Yeah,
fan. So
it's
like I
been a
wouldn't
while
complain.
since she was kind of fed to somebody, so I think they could get away with it.
It's been a while. It was the last champion. My
Oh,
Sakurai, but it was early. It's been a year now,
yeah,
actually.
yeah, like
Shit.
it's been a while.
Holy
So
fuck! It's been a year.
yeah, so that's why I
Wow.
think you can like get away with having her lose now, and they won't kill anybody. Um, so maybe that's what we're doing. Maybe they're gonna red herring us with Chiaki.
I don't know. I think that might be too elaborate in a way.
Kind of, but I don't know.
But also, if my thinking happens, that's also kind of elaborate. So
Yeah,
I think they kind of need to be elaborate, or else they're just not telling a story here. You know what I mean? They're just kind of like uh, on a hamster wheel, not really knowing what they're doing with this Miku versus DR thing.
yeah,
So we'll see. I'm interested in it at least. You know,
yeah. I mean, I don't know where it's going, but I'm paying attention.
cautiously
So,
optimistic.
yeah,
Yeah.
better than nothing.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I thought it was a fine match. There was a little bit too much of Chiaki in there, with like Koki, who I didn't think was particularly amazing at kind of selling.
No.
And there was very little of the cool pairings. They did a small bit of like Shizuki Nozaki, which I assume you enjoyed. Um,
Yes.
but like the rest of it was just kind of fine. Your standard Darkness Rev semi main, like they're good, they're fine. You know, it is what it is.
I agree.
Um, we then got onto the main event. Chikagoto, Utami Hayashishita, and Yuki Yamazaki beat Komomo Manami, Mayu Iwatani, and Victoria Yuzuki in 16 minutes. Now,
I had a
this
ton of
was the
fun with
good
this match.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a lot of really talented wrestlers getting to do their thing. Chikagoto is stepping up to kind of match these kind of folks now as well.
Mhm.
She's kind of found her pace in these main event matches. Mayu is Mayu. She was bullying Yuka. Utami is Utami. Like this is a very good, very fun match for the main event.
Yeah, I agree. I thought it was like a ton of fun. Loved getting to see Yuka kind of, do her thing, especially early on. Like she got to do her kind of bit, which is shaking hands and then just like clocking the fuck out of someone, um, clocking their tea, if you will. And I thought that she did really good work, and then her tag partners came in and also did great work. I thought that Icon Family was really cool. One of my favorite types of, and sounds like like unnecessary praise, but one of my favorite types of miscommunications is on Irish whips. And for whatever reason, Komomo and Yuka just could not figure out the fucking Irish whip in this match. I thought that was kind of cool because the way that they compensated for it was they just kept kind of like tugging at each other. Like neither of them knew what. Like they just kept kind of like, and it was like a do-si do until one of them hit the other one. And I was like, that's kind of cool. Like it clearly they fucked up,
Yes.
but I thought it was kind of fun the way that they fucked up. Like that's a fun way at least to botch a move.
Yeah.
Um, Utami and Mayu got in there, had some good work as well. I love Mayu with Yuzuki and Komomo. I think that's like a very obviously, like it's Mayu and her two disciples.
Mm.
Uh, her big dog Mayu disciple is Yuzuki, and her uh quirked up quirked up weirdo disciple is Komomo Manami. So it's like two halves of Mayu. Uh, and I think that's kind of cool. They clearly mesh well together. because of that in part. So I enjoyed their team, and yeah, I just thought the match was a lot of fun. Yuka getting the win is really cool. Did she have a name for the move? The rise
Uh,
technique.
oh, that's kind of cool.
The Rise technique?
Maybe. Yeah, she
Rise
puts them on her
technique.
shoulders and throws them onto their face. It's
Am I missing some?
simple. It
Wait,
works.
let's see. But it's like a face buster from electric chair.
Mm,
Uh, let's see. Am I missing some? Yeah, no. It's just the Rise technique.
not bad.
Wait, no, that's the wrong name. That's a different match. I
Oh
apologize.
my goodness.
Who the fuck went with the reset technique or the rise technique? Oh, Sari. That makes a lot more sense because that's probably a shoot thing. Rise. Yeah, that
Yeah.
I'm silly. My bad. What's her move called? That's not what. Oh, it's just the face stamp. Okay, fuck you, man. Whatever. Oh, we're gonna have a cool name.
Well, that checks out. It
The
is
face stamp.
a
Yeah.
face stamp. Yeah. She's a dog. What do you expect? She's not gonna. Yeah. But that was that show. The other show then had some more kind of tag matches. Obviously, we didn't get to see this one because it didn't go up. I think the only notable result was the main event. Let me just pull it up there. This was in Shizuoka, so a lot of fun. No, the interesting one was the semi-main event because Chiaki, Matsui, and Nozaki beat Hummingbird, Mai, and Miku. So the Darkness Revolution
Ooh,
team did get one over on Iono there.
who won that
It was, I think, Chiaki, but it doesn't
though?
say
Ooh,
on Cage Match, of course.
let's see.
Um,
I'll check it out.
yeah, because I
Let's see.
don't, I don't. Does Marigold have results on the website? The
I
win.
don't know, but it has on its Twitter.
Ah, yes.
Where the fuck are you?
You guys won't believe me, but I've been trying to write something for the last few minutes.
Oh, that's why
Because
you're just completely.
Yeah, because, right, Arsenal have announced their lineup for the match, but Inter Milan have not. And I need both lineups to write this. And I'm just like, where the hell is Inter Milan's lineup? Because I've checked like the UEFA official website, I've checked SofaScore, I've checked Inter's Twitter, and I'm just like, where is it? Are you not announcing your team? Is that allowed? And you couldn't announce
Is
your
that allowed?
team.
Is
Yeah.
that allowed?
So I don't know if I'm
So
just stupid.
it appears they very specifically do not have the finish posted to their
Oh,
goddamn Twitter
God.
of the Chiaki match. So
It's
yeah, I don't
company.
know.
It's company sometimes,
The
huh?
only the only match on that card that they don't have posted to their Twitter,
It's
the
kind of
result
funny.
of.
In some ways, that is funny. Um, but yeah. The other notable result on that is that now went to a 15-minute draw with Yuka Yamazaki. So I wonder if they're going to start elevating Yuka Yamazaki now. And this is just like where we're at.
I can see it. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I think Yuka is a great candidate to be. What team? Oh, she's on the Sari Shioko team.
Yeah.
So will. I don't think they'll get it. But she's a great candidate, like I said, for being like a very soon 3D champion. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like a
definitely.
pretty immediate
Or
one.
even higher, to be honest.
I would love to see her challenge for belts.
Yeah.
And she would too. I actually watched an interview with her, and she said, "My goal in Marigold is to be able to challenge for a championship." I was like, "That's really sweet of you. You should probably aim for a little bit more, because you know, you definitely can do more than just challenge for a belt. But I respect the ambition. I hope it works for you."
Yeah. Let's see now. I think it's cool though that now kind of try to set up a feud with her coming out of the draw, and I think that's one of the things that I like about now Ishikawa, where she's like, okay, well, if I'm tasked with getting you over, let's really lean into it. Um,
I also I know I think I said this last week or the week before or something, but I think Marigold has done a great job of like just keeping motion like the wrestlers have done a great job of like they all want something, they all
mhm.
care to some degree, like Tachibana being like yeah, I'm paired with the girl that I'm always paired with, but she beat me, so I kind of fucking hate her and want to kill her. And I'm just like, oh, okay, no,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, I mean, because it's like I like them as a team, and I would like it if they continue to be a team. But also, she's fair in feeling that way, and it's cool that she expressed that, so that there's layers to this, to like who they are as characters. Like it's very simple, but it's stuff that I really appreciate. Is wrestlers like Tachibana and wrestlers like Naoshikawa kind of like really forcing a certain level of like uh, narrative to even the smallest things.
Mhm.
Sometimes you need that in wrestling. I feel like wrestlers don't do that enough these
I
days.
agree. I agree. Um, I'm trying to view Marigold, of course, does not have the updated the updated schedule on their website because that would be asking for just a little bit too much. But they have announced the card for the
Stardom even
Korakuen.
has a schedule on their schedule.
They have announced the card for the Cork and Hall show that we're going to preview. This is Mayu Iwatani's 15th anniversary show. It is on the 24th, I want to say.
I believe so. Yeah.
For some reason, the date is not on their match graphics, so that is extra helpful. Um, we have Hummingbird and Syoko Kashino taking on Nagisa Tachibana and Yuka Yamazaki, which I thought was an interesting match to make. Largely because these are random pairings. And I was like, oh, well, somebody's gonna get the win.
I think this is definitely a hummingbird and Tachibana thing. Like I think that's the focus of this.
Yeah, hopefully. Um, we then had Chikagoto and now Shikawa taking on Gisa Nozaki and Rei Seto. Um, so Rhea and Nozaki kind of continue being the other tag team in that group. And then
Yeah,
yeah,
you know that
Chika,
looking at these two matches is interesting because it's like uh I guess they do like Shoko more than Naoshikawa. I don't think that's insane to say.
yeah,
Um, but from a you know continuity standpoint, Hummingbird and Now and Chika and Shioko make more sense as teams. But you know, I ain't a cop, so
yeah, we're seeing Chika kind of miss her tag team partner to an extent because she
definitely,
her
yeah.
and Minami would have been this, and now she's gonna have to find someone else to kind of
And
work with.
Komomo is kind of just like busy being icon pilled,
Yeah,
so you know, Go Momo also is not around.
that's true. Um, Our next match is a special singles match. Victoria Yuzuki takes on Komomo Minami. I really like this. I think the headcanon is that Mayu just asked them to book this on her anniversary show because they're
Yeah.
her proteges. That could
Ask them
be,
to book this. She probably booked
yeah,
it.
probably. Like that's a really good match. I hope they get time. They
Mhm.
should. This is a very short card. When you look at it, it's only what 6 matches. That should get time. I think you give them 15 and just let them do their shit. It could really work. It could really elevate Manami to another level. Um, and I imagine she loses because they have been doing this losing streak gimmick with Komomo. So I think we'll see Yuzuki win, but they're going to have a great match and they're going to try and burn the house down. And I imagine they will.
Yeah, no, I really like it. I think it's a cool choice. Um, like I said a few minutes ago, it's like I feel like uh, Victoria Yuzuki is like the Victoria Yuzuki's Bushiroad Mayu, and Komomo is like pre-Freedom Mayu. Does that make sense?
Okay, kind of.
Maybe not Bushiroad Mayu. I think that's probably, but like the difference between like low card Mayu and high card Mayu, um, upper card Mayu, like they're both great because Mayu's been great since like a year and a half in, 2 years in.
Yeah,
She kind of became great and was great from there on. Um, But, like, Yuzuki has more of, like, the Julia elements and the, like, big match style type stuff and the, Sai Kamitani elements, I think you could even say. Babyface Sai Kamitani elements. Whereas Komomo's a bit more faithful to being the high speed Mayu, the undercard hero Mayu.
yeah,
And I kind of love that dichotomy. And I love how they both feel very unique, like very unique to each other, obviously, while still being Mayu, and I think it's just the perfect match to book on this show, is my point in saying that.
Yeah.
Um, Match should be awesome. They both came in together. Obviously, it took a while to get there. Komomo got hurt, and Yuzuki got hurt. Yuzuki recovered sooner than Komomo did. All that stuff, but they were in the dojo and Stardom together first and foremost. So, this is obviously a very meaningful match. They live together. They've lived together for like 2 years now. So it clearly will mean something, and clearly means something to be on this show. I expect it to be very good. I really hope it's really good.
All right. One thing on Yuzuki we forgot to bring up. Chika Goto actually challenged her for the United National
Yes.
Championship over the weekend. And Yuzuki had a great response that was like, "You keep scamming title matches. I'm not so sure about this. I don't think you're gonna scam me. You keep scamming these. I don't like it." She's been
Dude,
really mean. I like
Yuzuki
mean Yuzuki.
Yuzuki is like she's low key mimicking Miku. Like she's
No,
like, "Wait, you
she
could
is
you could
so
deny title challenges?
yeah.
Oh, I'm so doing that. I hate these bitches, man." Like that's the vibe.
It's hilarious. For somebody who's like a Mayu like protege, fangirl, clone, whatever you want to call it, she is so Julia coded. Like she is
Yeah, that
so
too.
Julia. It is so funny. Yeah, she was like, I don't know, you keep asking for title matches. I don't know if you should keep getting them. Like, you should probably like try and win. But that's going to be a fun direction for the UN. I don't know. They might run it at Face. I think they have a Face show at some point next month, or they could hold it off
Mhm.
for the February Korakuen. But they might just run it at Face or something. I
Well,
think
the
they
face is the big trios day. Like that's when most trios matches is happening, isn't it?
maybe.
And
I
if
can't say maybe
Yuzuki's
about
not in
that.
a trios match here, then she's probably in a trios match there, I would guess. So
There's
we'll see.
another day. I think there's another day
Oh, is there?
of them. Yeah, that might be it. But yeah, you have a point. We kick off the 3D tournament with Miko Ono, Koki, and Megaton taking on Mai, Natsumi Suzuki, and Arina Yamanaka.
This should be
Um,
cool. I
yeah,
like I
for
know
sure.
you look at it and you see a Koki and you see a Megaton, and some people might not love that. But I feel like these are all wrestlers that will click together. You know what I mean? Like
I
even
mean,
Koki, I feel like will click best
the
against
worst
a
you're gonna get is a
Shizuki
Megaton
or
closing stretch. Like it's gonna be
yeah.
good up until that point.
But also I think Shizuki will be good at bullying her. Um,
Definitely. Her and
as
Arena
will
will.
as will Arena and Mai. Yeah, like I don't
Yeah.
know. I think this just kind of clicks on a stylistic standpoint, from
Mhm.
a stylistic standpoint. So I think it'll be good.
Yeah, I imagine my Shizuki and Arena win. I think Shizuki might
Yes.
pin Koki maybe or Megaton, and that can kind of move Shizuki into contention. Because the one thing about these belts as well is you're gonna have people winning title matches now that makes it easier to challenge for a UN or a world title. Like
Yeah.
if you just win the
I
title
mean
match, you can be like, I want a red belt match now.
that's what Chiaki's kind of trying to do. She's like, I don't know if y'all know this, but I am the best Twin Star champion of all time.
Yeah,
Like I might not be the best singles wrestler, but at least give me a chance. I'm literally the best Twin Star champion ever. And I was like, you know
awesome.
what? Fair. Why
Yeah.
not?
So they could do the same with the 3D thing. I think Shizuki might. The Shizuki team probably wins these belts. And then Suzuki can probably be like, Miku, I think I deserve a red belt match. And they can do
I'm
that.
hunting. She could be like, I'm hunting for gold, baby.
Yeah, for sure. So I think they win. And Suzuki probably beat pins. Because Suzuki could probably just pin Koki. I know they like him protect Koki, but if you're going to move Suzuki into getting her momentum, then you can just have her pin Koki. I think you're fine.
I think that'd be ideal.
Um,
We say this all, and it ends up with Koki pinning Shizuki and moving on.
yeah, probably. Or Mai. You never
Yeah.
know. Um, we have a twin star championship match. Chiaki and Misa Matsui defend against Seri Yamaoka and Shino. I think the
What's the
champions
consensus
retain.
here? Yeah, because
I
I feel like they retain.
yeah, I don't think
Um,
Shino gets a tag belt yet. I think Shino's first title win will be on her own, um, when she's
oh yeah,
full
they
time.
they have a new name,
We're not doing that. I don't
Spunky
recognize it.
Monster.
No,
See,
why did you
okay,
say
no.
it?
The thing is that this is a European problem. 'Cause that
No,
that
I know.
is
It does have
only
a
a that
different
only is derogatory in, like, Britain. Like, that's the only place that anybody fucking, like, sees that word as
No,
derogatory.
it's
Like, in
English
America, it means
London.
something completely different.
No, I know what it
So,
means, but I still feel like somebody should have been like, "Listen, guys,
they
you can't
never
listen
are.
to that." No,
They
that's true.
never are.
It's
Dude,
just
let's dude, what was
fine.
PCB's name?
Well,
back in the day,
okay, but
and that was in a in the biggest, like the only wrestling company that existed at that point. They couldn't
yeah,
figure it out.
no, that's fair. That's a good point. But I feel like this is weird because Shino is 17. That is what like
I
if
think
any other team had this name, I'd have been like, you know what, sure, fine. But the one that has two teenage girls in it, it just makes me
yes,
feel very icky. So
functionally they could have found a better name.
yes,
But I also understand their use of this is not it's not a dirty joke.
no.
They're it you
Well, you'd
know,
hope not.
I
They
am
have bigger
I
problems.
am 99% sure that Sari found the word spunky and was like, "Oh, like, that's cool."
I don't know. I feel like you're giving the benefit of the doubt when we just have like 2 months ago Team Nut or something? Wasn't Nut the name of a team
And
two
then
months
they
ago?
changed it because they realized, "Oh,
Yeah, like, I don't know. They are aware of some of this stuff, so that's why I'm kinda like, I don't know." But either way,
Team Nut was crazy." What was that?
yeah,
What did that stand for?
I have no
Um,
idea. Some
the
toughness?
something
Was it
Ultimate
toughness?
Towers.
Oh,
Yeah?
ultimate. Was it ultimate tough? Yes?
No,
Oh,
Ultimate Towers.
oh,
The
interesting.
something Ultimate Towers, I don't remember.
Who even was that? Was it Arena
It
and
was it
something?
was Chan Yoda and Mai,
Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
which is why it felt
It definitely wasn't towers, it was definitely tough. I feel like it was toughness because Chanyoda is tough, and she's, like, the strong well,
I'm
either
about to
way,
make the craziest Twitter search of all time.
please don't. Save yourself.
No, Noble Ultimate Twins.
Oh,
That was
right,
the name.
okay, right,
But
yeah.
bro, from Chan Yoda, nut. Like
Oh,
that's
dear
just
lord.
crazy.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
no. I
Uh,
know, no, I like,
we
that's
should
I
cut
think a
that.
lot of people's eyebrow raised of like, "Are you sure you wanna use that name?"
I,
Um,
and then she said, "I'm only human. I make mistakes." Nut.
y
That was I don't know. Hilarious. That was a year ago now, or 9 months ago now, but still very funny.
yeah. Um, yeah, the champions retain. You can use that
Yes.
to keep Chiaki in the red belt hunt. You know, she maybe challenges in February or something. I don't know if
I think
that's what you
Chiaki
wanna do.
cheats to fucking brain Sari and then is like, "See, I beat everybody's golden girl. I want the belt."
Yeah, that would rock. And then in the main event, the GHC Women's Championship, Mayu Iwatani defends against Utami Hayashishita. This is Mayu's anniversary show. She is not going to lose her belt here. They're also allowing the streamers for this, so we're going to get the return
Yay!
of the tornado. And
And they're gonna be handing out cards, pictures of Mayu Iwatani from the 15 years of her career.
right,
Um,
I thought those were a collection of trading cards. No,
yeah, trading
you have
cards.
to
Yeah,
buy them.
yeah, they're not handing them
Okay,
out. That
right,
was a
right, right.
joke. But they found out that they can't sell them, so they're just handing them out. Um,
That was insane because I saw Stardom's thing first. So I woke up and I saw like
yeah.
Stardom. They were like, we've people are unauthorized use of our images, unauthorized use of our belts, unauthorized use of this, and I was like, what the fuck
Motherfucker,
happened?
who so
And
funny.
then I see the Mayu trading cards, and I'm like, what did this
Bro, they
man
got
do?
Planet. They're selling Planet fucking shit, bro.
Oh my
Do you
god!
know how
Like,
excited James is right now?
yeah. Oh, dude, like Rossi, what is his problem? What is wrong with this man? He's like, I don't know. Why did he
Man,
just do
bootlegging
it?
is
Why
the
did he think?
funniest. Bootlegging, especially in this circumstance, is the
Yeah,
funniest crime you could commit. Because he's like, "Fuck you, I want to."
yeah.
And he just doesn't say anything. I saw a Japanese Twitter page be like, I responded to the Marigold page saying, "Hey, aren't those Stardom's pictures?" And I got blocked. Stardom should sue him.
I respect the
Like I
pettiness.
was like,
I
"Oh my
respect
god."
that.
They were like, "I was a Marigold fan, but now I think Stardom should fucking sue him."
I agree. I like
Oh man,
I stand a
that's
petty
so
bitch.
funny. It would be so funny if this is how Rossi went to jail. Um, I don't
Oh,
like. I am of the
he's just
opinion
gonna
that like
settle. Surely he's just gonna settle.
yes, yes.
Like,
I am of the opinion that
did him and
there's a
Aja
lot of
ever go to court? I know she sued him, but did he just settle, or did he
they
actually go to
said
court?
I think they settled.
Yeah.
Actually, no, they might have gone to court.
I don't
That one
really
I don't
recall him
remember.
and Azure going to court, but yeah.
But
He's no
well, I do.
stranger, I guess.
Yeah, he gets in the. I think what I was gonna say is I think a lot of the and this is a well-known stance of mine. I think a lot of the like I don't think there's a lot of smoke to the fire around Rossi in certain instances, but man, does that motherfucker just like breaking the law just from a businessman standpoint? Like he just
Yes.
has fun with it. Like fucking advertising Aja Kong, kicking Aja out of a venue that she was supposed to be at. Just like all these like things, fucking bootlegging his own pictures. Like this is just funny, man. I don't know. The
Yeah.
fucking crazy old man. Such a dumbass.
It's insane. I just don't understand him at all. But we're here. Yeah. Um, I think that's all from Marigold. If they do have cards this weekend, they obviously haven't announced or if they do have shows this weekend, they haven't announced the cards, most likely. But I'll just double check just in case, in case they do. Let's see. So on the 24th, Mayu's New Year Korakuen, and then they don't run again until the 30th in Shinjuku Face. Oh, that's the Mayu versus Komomo show. So yeah, okay. We'll get to preview that next week. With that, we are done with Marigold, I want to say.
Yeah, I believe so.
All
Oh,
right.
I didn't say anything about Mayu and Utami. That
Oh
match will
yeah.
rule.
Yes, of
Love
course.
them. I expect good things.
Okay. On to Stardom then. And so Stardom has a Korakuen tomorrow. So bad timing on our end. We're not gonna like preview all of it because
We can just
you
kind of
guys
talk about
know.
some developments if you want.
Yeah. No, like people know we don't like previewing shows that have already happened. It just feels
Yeah.
very redundant. But we're gonna talk about the matches from this Korakuen that I think obviously have story purpose or are just big matches. So the first one is Maika, Xena, Waka, Hanako, and Rian. They take on Suzu Suzuki, Rini Yamashita, Atsuki Aoki, Akira Kuragane, and Kikyo Furusawa. So that is leading up to the all-out war that's been announced for the Osaka pay-per-view. We don't really know how that's going to work right now with Bozilla being injured
Truthfully,
indefinitely.
it and this sounds kind of silly. I think the All Out War should be Suzu and Rina versus Micah and Hanako.
I agree.
I feel like adding any more than that, but not having literally not having anybody there, like
I
it
feel
just
like they
feels
will at least
so.
get to 4v4 because they probably want Xena in there.
Yeah. And I guess you pick between Rian and Waka.
Yeah.
Um, and that's fine. I think Rian. I think Rian for Akira, and then Hanako and Xena for Itsuki and Rina, and then
Yeah.
Suzu and
That
is
works.
Suzu back? Like, is
Yeah,
Suzu
she's on the
Suzu's
show.
healthy? She's fine.
Yeah.
I know she was in the recent match last week, but she also missed the day before.
Yeah, no,
Um,
she's back
okay,
as of now. So,
okay.
we'll have to see what developments happen there because they probably
Yeah.
will confirm Godzilla's kind of status. I'm pretty
Another
sure she's
another
out for a while though. Like that,
yeah.
her knee looked fucked.
Another instance of wrestlers just kind of like taking it upon themselves. Kiko Furusawa is a unofficial member of the Ito Respect Army.
Yes,
Her and Ito are linked up. She even has like a microphone to match Ito's.
that's
Um,
awesome.
and yeah, I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Speaking of Ito, she's in our next match. It's Suri Ano versus Tomoka Inaba versus Maki Ito. I'm kind of intrigued where this one is going because Maki Ito is currently like jumping around from group to group. Her whole thing is that she has no friends and nobody likes her. And so, like, her and Suri Ano are already at odds. Tomoka Inaba probably won't like her. So I'm kind of intrigued to see how this one goes. Like, this match will probably advance her story to some degree. Um, and we'll just have to see kind of where it leads because I don't know where she goes. I
This is
imagine she'll join the Angels, but until then, I don't know.
Maki Ito, or not Maki Ito. Tomoka dropped a funny tweet. She said, "It's my first time facing Maki Ito. Apparently the world's cutest is Ito-chan, and the world's most beautiful is Ano-chan. Me, I'm just number one in the world. Damn,
Yeah,
what a bar!
that's
What a
awesome.
bar!"
um,
Depending on if Grok translated that properly, we'll
Probably
see.
didn't. Probably
Yeah,
didn't.
no.
We then have an A woman tag match to look forward to. Hanan makes her return from injury to team with Sai Ida, Momokogo, and B Priestley against Natsuko Tora, Raka, Azusa Inaba, and Fukigen Death. You probably have the Stars team win there. Hanan probably beats somebody, and then B and Ida challenge for the goddess belts, maybe. Or they have Wingori challenge and try and run it back. But I assume Hanan is gonna face Konami, so she probably doesn't get involved in the tag scene.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say.
Really underwhelming
So
return for her because she just showed up and was like, "Hey, I'm gonna be back," and I thought they would just do an angle or
no,
something.
I think truthfully, I think they expected her to be back like 3 weeks ago. And they were like,
Possible.
oh fuck, she can't like they just want to like get her back as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Because I noticed she wasn't training with stars until the beginning of the year, like until the
Right.
beginning of January. Like they would post pictures of just Momo, Yuria, and Saya training, and occasionally like Fua training with them. But obviously, Fua prefers a different training partner. I don't think
Mm.
Fua will be invited back to those stars training sessions anytime soon. But uh, but so I think it is a pretty recent development that she got cleared and is ready to go, sort of thing.
Yeah, well, this match probably kickstarts her road to beating Konami because if she's
Yeah,
not the next White Belt champion, I don't know who is.
I'm curious if they delay until
Mm,
spring, or if
yeah,
they go for her like winning in Osaka, in a couple weeks at this point.
I suppose it depends on how they want to do it all because I don't know if they want to have all the baby faces reclaim the gold in April as like the big statement, or if they do it bit by bit. But I suppose we'll get insight here. If she's going to challenge, she'll challenge after the main event, you'd assume. So we'll just have to wait and see. But I imagine she gets a win here, and we might see a goddess match set up because B has been beating Hate for a little bit there. Um, Yuzuki Aikawa makes a one-off return for Stardom's 15th anniversary. Yuzupon teams with Natsupoi and Starlight Kid to take on Aya Sakura, Sayaka Kurara, and Yuria Hime. No better people to put across from the idol wrestler herself. I think there'll be a lot of emphasis on Aikawa and Hime here. Like obviously mixed up in the battle royal, and then you can have her maybe do her little bits with Aya and Kurara. But this will probably be her team winning, and then the other team just kind of having to shine and defeat.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
um,
I know it's cool. It's cool. Like I was back for a match. I think she's probably just gonna like. I think there's a very real possibility she just pins Yuria.
yeah, for
Like I
sure.
think that's like the most likely thing to happen at this point. Um, but yeah, I think it's cool to see her back. I'm always happy to see her back.
Um, let's see. Then the main event is the Wonder of Stardom Championship match. Konami defends against Rina. So they're pulling this one out for Korakuen
Rena
because
should
this is a big
win.
one. Sure, yeah, but Konami will retain. Unless they do a
Do
surprise switch, but I feel like Konami is the big bad that you want to unseat.
so something I thought about that's kind of interesting that I'm kind of conflicted about. And we have a whole Q&A section that we can go to, so not to dwell on it. But once one of the sisters win the belt, they gotta run a triple threat, right? Like I know they don't really do that, but like this is the one time where I'm just like you should run a triple threat championship
Yeah,
match here, right?
I
Like that's
agree.
not insane.
No, you're
Especially, I
right.
mean, it's like I feel like that's just like such an obvious, and you could have Hanan pin Hina and then run back her versus Rina months later or whatever. Like if you want to get the most out of it, I think that works. I think that's cool. So yeah, they should do that. When one of the three win, and by one of the three, I mean probably
Mm,
Hanan or maybe
yeah,
Hina or maybe Rina.
I don't
Today,
know.
who knows?
Thing is, Rina is obviously going to win as a big baby face. Like her baby face, like her win is going to be a
Well, not
big feel
babyface,
good
but
moment.
yeah.
I feel like she has to win it as the good guy. Um,
Well, she'll
so
be
maybe
the
yeah,
good
like
guy against Konami.
will, but that would also run completely counter to the Stardom is blackened by this company or by this group. You gotta
It's now a
cleanse
little
it.
black and pink,
Yeah,
just a
but
little bit.
she's not
Just a
cleansing it,
little bit of
so
pink.
I
Yeah.
don't think it works. I don't think that works, unfortunately. So it probably won't do it yet.
Mm.
So I would imagine this ends with Konami winning. So That's that.
Yeah,
And that's that for Stardom. We will review that Korakuen next week. And then they have another one, I think, at the very end of the month that we can preview them next week. So that's all that fun. Um, yeah, we kind of knew this one would go short. There wasn't really much to say. If they hadn't announced the trios belts today, we would have been like sub 1 hour. um, so we did ask for questions. Do you want to run through yours first? Because you got yours on Twitter there.
right. Sure. Um, my good close personal friend Scott E. Wrestling asked, "What's your
Whoa,
favorite moment in Stardom history as they celebrate their 15th anniversary this week?"
that's so hard.
It's a
That is
very difficult
literally
question.
impossible.
Um,
Do you want to go first, or
I
do you need to
don't, but
think?
I will.
Okay,
Um, I think my favorite. That's hard.
it is.
That's very not easy.
Mm,
Um, Especially because it's moment. Because it's like if I'll say, oh my god, this is difficult. Like, you know what my favorite moment is?
uh,
Tam Nakano joining Oedo Tai.
wow. Okay.
It's
Wow.
arguably the most chalk answer, if you've been watching long enough. But there's something, and I mean, like the match, like Hana versus Kagetsu. I didn't think that was their best match. I thought Hana was still like noticeably green in it, and I thought they had a better match a year later. Um, but which is funny because I didn't really like that Hana run with the international army where it was just her
Oh yeah.
and Mary Apache. I was like, this is kind of weak. I don't really like this. Um, but I didn't think the match was like this all time great, but it was really cool. And I thought that like Kagetsu being like, when you beat me, it'll matter. And yeah, it was Chris Wolf. I've been nostalgic for Chris Wolf lately, and it was a really cool moment. And the Oedo Tai dance is still like my favorite thing like ever. So that Tam being like, okay, I learned the dance, guys. I know I just came out and I just joined, but I learned the dance. Look, can I do it with you? Like that's awesome. It's yeah, I think it's that.
Okay. Favorite moment. It's very me. But it's probably Mina winning the white belt. Like,
Mm,
I was so invested in that. I was so invested in her. I was so invested in that promo. Saya was at the time just having world class outing after world class outing. They had an amazing match to build up to that finish, and then Mina got the just this out of nowhere win that vindicated all of my fandom. So I would think it's that. 'Cause, like, everything else is kinda like I liked it, but I don't think I was as on the edge of my seat about it. The only thing that was close is the cage match,
yeah, I was gonna
the
say I
way
have
the
two
tie
honorable
Cage Quest.
mentions.
Yeah.
And one of them is the cage match. It's funny that like if you've listened to the show over the past year, my two favorite moments include like my two least favorite wrestlers from what you would understand from recent developments. But yeah, Saya and Utami meeting at the top of the cage, um, and Saya swinging the bat at Momo.
Yeah.
Uh, that is just such a beautiful moment. And if I'm being a jokester, Oedo Tai dressing up as One Piece characters, lovely, loved it. It's so good.
Nice.
Fucking Hazuki as Zoro, like that's awesome. That's cool. Andras is fucking Sanji, awesome. Um, if Marigold could add one wrestler to its roster, who would you pick?
That's hard. Are we sticking with unsigned or is it just
I think just
anybody?
anyone. I guess anyone realistic,
Well, see,
but also
realistic
not
is
much is
different.
realistic anymore.
Yeah,
Um,
because like, the most obvious answer is Veni. Like, Veni in that
mm,
system with, like, people to take pins for her and maybe a little bit less political power, you're looking at an insane wrestler who would get to wrestle Mayu Iwatani.
yeah,
So like I would probably go with Veni because I feel like she
Marigold's a
would be
hard
another high level wrestler.
Marigold's in a hard spot because it's like at this exact second, they need another young wrestler. Like they need another wrestler that can
Yes, yeah,
lose.
but
Um,
I think main
But
eventers.
also Venny's like, you always need main eventers.
Yeah.
Um, my usual is always Mayu Iwatani, but she's hurt again,
Yeah.
unfortunately, so she's kind of out. Um, man. And again, like, if we're just talking kinda, like, unsigned wrestlers, like, wrestlers who realistically could come in, um, that makes it hard as well.
Mm.
I I I've always had a soft spot for Kurumi Hiragi.
Yeah.
I think she would be really cool. I think especially if, Nozaki at any point starts getting phased out, um, or if you just want another big bad in Darkest Revolution. If you wanna kick out Misa at some point, you want Misa to go babyface, which I think at some point is probably a smart idea. I think Kurumi Hiragi I think Kurumi is just like she would be the perfect fit
Yeah.
for the heel faction in Marigold. I think stylistically she would fit super well. Like her
Mhm.
and Utami would be like a banger. Like that would be such a great match. Her and Go Chica would be a great match. Like I think Hiragi would like really add something. And I like truthfully I'm surprised that she hasn't gotten signed anywhere, that she hasn't really done anything. Because like she's easy to work with. Like I mean I don't know this personally, but it's not like she's a vet who won't take losses. Like she takes losses. I've seen her take plenty of losses. Um, she seems well liked. All these things, what I mean. Like so, in that sense, I think she'd be a good pick as well. Um, if we're talking about somebody who isn't well liked, I would like Michiko Miyagi to join
Oh dear God.
Marigold.
Stop.
Next one, who would you pick as the first 3D trios champions? Um, Ideally, for me, it'd be Chan Yoda, Gochika, and Utami because I think that's like the coolest team I've ever heard of. I think
Yeah.
functionally there are better options, but I think that
Yes.
I like that's the team, man.
I don't think many people will disagree. Mine is just the team with Arena. I think it's a good
Yeah,
use of
that's fair.
Arena, and like my Sakurai is too good to not do anything. I feel like giving my trios belts will be a good way to keep them
It's
like
also really cool because it would be like
expanded.
a full circle moment where it's like she was the second, maybe third, depending on the day, artist champion.
Yeah,
Third string. She would be so undisputably the first string
she
that
would
I think
also
that's really cool.
be one step closer to a full Grand Slam because she's held two belts already. So
Unfortunately, unfortunately she can't get a gold grand slam.
I think you can if
um,
it's four. I think four belts anyways is enough.
I guess you can. I think if you want to do a Marigold Grand Slam, you should probably make it so that you either hold the artist belt or the Superfly belt, so that wrestlers who
Yeah.
are too heavy to hold the Superfly have another, like Tetriary or whatever it's called,
Hmm.
belt. So I think that's good. Good shout there. And last, and this is a tough one. Pick the next champions for every belt in Stardom.
Oh dear God. um, what belts are there?
Pulling up cage match.
Are we doing everything, or are we cutting off the new bloods and the future?
I'm
Or
not
are we
doing the
into
new blood
arena?
or the future.
Okay. All right.
The future could be Rion. Fuck it, whatever.
Yeah. All right. Sure.
And the new bloods could be no.
Rana on somebody? I don't know.
Uh,
What's the problem?
Akira. I would say Akira and well, it probably would have been Akira and Bozilla, truthfully.
Yeah,
Um,
maybe.
but Akira and Reno, I don't know. I don't
Mm.
care. Um, Artists, I think will go to. I think they'll go to the combo of like. I think they'll go to either like Micah, Xena, Hanako,
Mm.
or if they do merge Mi Vida Loca um and EXV, then I think it would be like Micah, Suzu, and Hanako or something.
Yeah.
Um, Something like that. And especially if Micah isn't winning the belt in in at Yokohama Arena. Is that where they do the
Yeah.
spring show? Yeah,
Yeah.
especially if she isn't winning the belt there, um, then I think that just makes the most sense, truthfully.
Okay.
Um, Goddesses, I think you give that. Oh, I would have said O2 line, but they just lost the
Yeah.
belts. They just lost the match. Um, you know what I'm noticing?
What?
I I'm wondering if Koguma's getting phased out of the company. In which case, she should join Marigold. But because it feels like they're like, okay, Fua likes you, Hazuki. We'll book you, but we ain't booking the three of you. Fuck you. Like, because Koguma's just not on the card this week. She hasn't had a like.
Wasn't
She's
she?
been
Isn't she like sick or something? Because she was pulled from one of the
potentially.
shows.
It's her birthday today. Maybe she just wants the day off. You know.
Maybe. Yeah.
Um, Happy birthday to the homegirl. But I wouldn't be surprised if either the goddesses or the artists go to Hazuki and Fuwa
Right.
and Koguma or without Koguma.
Okay. We've got
Um,
Anne.
yeah, maybe. But Ane is a bit early. Like that would be a bit early for Ane.
Maybe.
She's had like 10 matches, buddy.
Yeah, but she's
um,
good. So
High speed championship that will go to who was out there?
that is a good question.
Um,
It's a bit of a geek convention, but
I could see it going to Waka. I think
yeah,
Waka's
maybe.
might be the most likely.
Yeah.
Especially, after like 6 months or whatever, like later into the
Mm.
year. Um, IWGP,
We're doing that one. Okay.
if Momo gets healthy within the year, I think Momo takes it from Shuri.
Okay.
Um, I think that Momo is allergic to the red belt at this point. I don't. I think she can literally win any belt that's not the red belt. It feels like it just is cursed. Um, Wonders Hanan World. I would have said Natsupoi like a month ago,
Yes.
but now, and I still don't think it's Micah. Um, it's not Kid. Micah, I guess. Like at the end of
Yeah.
the year,
I mean,
I
if it's
guess
not
Micah can win
Kid,
it.
then it has to be Micah. Like,
Yeah,
it's not a huge amount of options after that. So
I could see them like avoiding the Micah Saya match until the end of the year and
maybe.
running it, and having Micah win it back there. Um, yeah, those were Scott's questions. Thank you,
Okay. Well,
Scott.
I
That
didn't
last one was
answer.
hell. Oh, you want to answer? I thought you just like gave up.
No, I was waiting for you to get through. All right. Well, the artists, I would agree, go to Fua, a Fua led team. The goddess belts, I would say, go to Ano and Natsupoi. Just as a popular duo. High speed, probably Waka. The IWGP, I think, will be won by somebody in AEW.
That's
Um,
fair.
and then they'll like trade it back. Then white belt Hanan, red belt Micah. So fairly similar, but yeah,
Mhm.
I don't really see any other alternatives
How
there
about the
unless like
SWA Undisputed World Women's Championship?
Bozoa. Let's bring it back. Bozoa.
The fucking Bozo, as she's hurt. She just
Yes.
shows up with
She
that belt
finds
as
it.
she's hurt.
Yeah. That's how things work.
Xavier asks, 5-step plan to make Taro Okada better at
I think that was a joke.
yeah. 5 wrestlers outside of the 2 companies you cover that you recently invested stocks in, and these are Joshi wrestlers generally. But if you wanna
No, I'll keep
if
it
you
to
wanna
Joshi.
if you wanna say an evolved wrestler, I'm saying fucking Oscar Loibe. So like that's the trade off
He's not a
if we're
women's
doing
wrestler.
that.
Is it not specifically women's wrestlers?
It's Japanese. It's Joshi wrestlers, which is
Right.
women, but
Yeah.
But
Well.
I said if you want to go with somebody in
Oh, right.
America, I
Yeah.
get
No,
to
it's
say
fine.
Oscar.
I'll stick to Joshi.
Um,
Um. Yeah, it's interesting because I like you'd have to define recent. But
yeah,
like
I'm a bit late. Miria Kuga is
she's
like
one.
the
I
truth.
liked her since her
Like she's
debut.
I did too, but like I watched the Seedling show
With Funa, her and Funa.
from last week. Yeah, her and Funa
Yeah,
and
that
her
rock.
and
Yeah.
Hinori, tremendous. Like she's just so fucking good.
Yeah.
Um, so definitely Miria. But yeah, recent it does make it a bit difficult. But go on.
Yeah, Maria Kuga, obviously number one. Big fan since she debuted. Even bigger fan since she decided to knock the stuffing out of Yuka Funi or Yuki Funa. Yeah.
Yuki Funa, yeah. I also like
Very
Yuki Funa,
hard
but
name. Yeah.
I don't just wanna name the seedling roster. I
Yeah.
might if I can't think of anybody else, but,
I
like,
was gonna do similar.
yeah.
One that's out of left field is actually Kaya Toribami. I watched her
Mm,
in Korakuen, and she was moving like fucking a crazy lady. She was doing shit that I would expect from, Asari. You remember Chaparita Asari? She was doing
yes, I
some, like,
remember
crazy
Torina's,
shit like that.
yes.
I was like, "Who is this? Where did you come from?" So, me,
She couldn't, like, move, like, 6 months ago. Oh,
yeah,
wait, no,
like,
I'm thinking of somebody else, never mind.
yeah,
She
no.
could always move to some
So
degree.
Kaya Toribami, like, a real career turnaround. I've definitely bought stock there. Another from TJPW, like I liked her before, but I guess I reinvested as Mifu Ishida. I think she's just such a natural
I was actually
star.
also gonna say Mifu Ishida,
Yeah, like if
'cause I agree.
you're not gonna give her the world title, you should retire. Like you should not be allowed to book a promotion, basically.
I think, like, I'm a lot more willing to give TGPW a chance this year than I was last year, but I still see Mifu Ishida just, like, be another guy, on the
Nah,
roster, and
she's not.
I'm
No
so
way.
annoyed. It frustrates me.
That's
Because
fair.
yeah, I would also have Mifu in there. That'd be my 2. Um, I know everybody's kind of in love with her. It's another TGPW one, but I do already quite like Kanzaki. Obviously the look is like
Is she
cool,
the one who
but
just
I also
debuted?
she is, yes.
Yeah, yeah, I like
Um,
her.
I think she's really cool, and the funny thing is that I saw her like first match, and I was like, oh, that's good. Like she's a good wrestler. Then I saw her in um Kyoko versus Hyper Misao,
Mhm.
and she was so good as like a supporting character in that match because she essentially just wrestled in the match. Um, that like I added her as like featuring featuring Shion because she was just
Yes.
so cool in it. Like she was so fun, so charismatic. Like she did she played her role super well. As did Ren Konatsu, who's not on my list, but
Oh, I
you know,
like
and
Ren. Yeah,
I
she's
also
really
like Ren. I think TGPW is doing really good things with their,
yeah.
maybe not good things, but they've done a great job of developing some young wrestlers. Um, Beyond that, I don't know. It's hard because there's plenty of wrestlers who like I liked, but then
Mm,
like now I'm like, oh, this is like one of my favorite wrestlers. Like I think they're so great. Like I think the best example of that is Chi Chi. I've liked
yeah.
Chi Chi for like for like a year and a half now, right? But I watched her, and I know this is the second reference of her, and that's kind of funny on the show. I watched her versus Michiko, and it was legitimately a great match, and I was like, that's insane. Like I haven't seen a great Michiko like women's match in years. Like a great match. Like I was blown away, legitimately. Um,
Yeah,
so
you
like
need
Chi
help.
Chi's kind of a Chi Chi's no, it's not just me. I watched it with Scott and Xavier, and they were both like, that was fucking incredible. Like
Fair.
that was stupid. Like how did that happen? Like how was that so good? But it was great. Like it was CTE graps. Um, I just think Chi Chi's a dog now. Like
Yeah,
I've always thought she was really good, but I think she's just like, you know, I trust her with the world at this point. I think she's so good, especially for her, being in a company that, doesn't run a lot. She gets around. She obviously trains with Saori and stuff, but like I really admire what she's been able to do recently. I don't know if that's enough. I don't know if I have any more. If I don't, yeah, Yuki Funa. Yuki Funa's awesome.
okay.
Like I don't know. That's enough.
I think I left off at 3, so I have 2 more, maybe, if I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaken, though, because there was definitely, um, somebody I was gonna say that I think I forgot, but that's alright. Um, Yukino Uehara from Actress Girls.
Oh yeah, she's good.
Tall, throws head kicks. Big, big fan of, Uehara. And lastly is, I would say Soy. I always kinda liked Soy, but I saw that, that Gato Move tag title match with, Yotsubu where they won the belts, and I was like, "Yeah, this is real. These are the realest wrestlers." So yeah, that's my 5. There's a lot of really talented wrestlers out there now at the moment, but,
I
what
agree.
kills us is the recent part because it's like you're going maybe a year out of it.
I've been pretty slow on my wrestling consumption lately.
Yeah,
So yeah, I haven't seen a lot. And I mean, I agree with Uehara because I did watch a couple of Actress Girls matches last year, like late last year. But
yeah.
again, I just kind of forgot because Hasn't been the past like 2 months.
That's fair.
And when Stardom finally announces a dome show, will you
This is
guys
another
do a
joke.
hair versus hair? Yeah. Okay. Um,
You are balding, so that would be silly
I'm
that
not.
you were
How
just
fucking dare you? I am not
Alright,
balding.
okay. Sorry.
Um, Elliot asked 5-year projections for the rookies, undercard folk. But the problem is that there are so many of them. So I'm going to merge that with Murph's question of who do you think the top five is going to be in 5 years in both Stardom and Marigold, uh, specifically looking at like younger wrestlers.
Right, okay. Oh boy. I feel like Marigold is easy.
So Murph's said under 3 years. That kind of fucks me up with Stardom because like Hina's gonna be like the best wrestler in the world in 5 years, but she's been wrestling for like 10. So, um, but top five, like 5 to 1, we can kind of just look at the rookies mostly. But go on.
Oh. Yeah, no, I thought it was like who would be like the top 5 most pushed or whatever.
Let
Yeah,
me
I guess
reread this question.
I don't know, maybe it's not. But
Who will be the best from
oh,
Stardom and
who'll be the
Marigold?
best? Okay, we're doing separately. Companies separately.
Yeah,
Not
separate.
putting
Yeah.
that. Okay, all right. Well, so Marigold is easy because Seria Miyoka is number 1. She is going to be
Siri Yamioko will be number one. Yeah.
the ace, the mega ace, untouchable. She is incredible. If Yuzuki counts, I guess objectively, Yuzuki would be number
Under
2.
3 years. Yeah.
Yeah, I would have to put Yuzuki number 2, even though I prefer Shino. You know, I would put Shino as number 2, but I think most people would put Yuzuki at number 2. So that would put Shino at 3 for me. Then I'm going with Yuka because I'm very, very impressed with Yuki Yamazaki pretty much all the time. Um, Number 5 is hard because you're looking at a real like mix. It's like Minami, Tachibana, and Kizuna, but like they're very hard to project. I think those three. So like maybe Tachibana at 5. Come on Minami, obviously. Duh. Come on Minami.
If if Go Chica keeps with it, I think she should be included. But she,
She's more than
whatever.
3 years, isn't
Um.
she?
Oh shit! Yeah, just
Yeah.
barely. I forgot it's
I also would
2026 instead
consider
of
her
2025.
more of a mid carder already than like a lower. Then I guess yeah, I guess Sari would
That's
be
not the
real like
question.
them, but
Yeah. Um. Marigold. Yeah, I think Sari's the one.
yeah, one of one.
I I think Yuzuki is the two. Well, actually, I don't. The problem with Yuzuki is that I kind of fear that she will experience something that I've experienced with a lot of wrestlers. Kind of like her, I guess. Uh, where like,
Ospreyism?
what do you say?
Ospreyism?
Yes, that in part.
Right.
But like, I also think that like after a certain point, a wrestler like Tam Nakano, right? Tam, completely different stylistically, but Tam for me had a hard time going from like this great underdog with fire who like could beat the fuck out of you, but like struggled a lot into being like the dominant force in a match and like being positioned like that. Sai Kamatani similarly, like I really liked Sai Kamatani pulling shit out of a hat and like doing crazy shit. And I don't think she really does that anymore. Like she's a lot more uh plotting for me. And I think Yuzuki might suffer from that by the time we're 5 years from now. You know what I mean? By 2031. Um so that is kind of a fear for her. That's why I almost want to put um Yuki Yamazaki above her. Because I think
Well,
5 years from now, Yuki Yamazaki is going to be in terms of the best wrestler, I think she's going to be a Saida type. Where
so you're
I don't
having
think
her above Yuzuki and Shino?
I'm uncertain about Shino currently.
There is no uncertainty. She is a raw, fiery, passionate wrestler. This she will be perfect. Kicks people in the
Uh,
face, Dylan. Drops them on their heads. It's perfect.
yes, but I am also a Mad Dog believer.
Her entrance is
And then
also incredible, which I think has to factor in. She has the best entrance.
okay, you know what? You convinced me. Komomo's my number two. And then it's Yuki Yamazaki. I don't know.
No.
I think it's so up in the air, frankly. Um,
That's why we do these.
Yeah. I would say Sari. I'm sticking with Yuka.
Hmm.
Um, and then I have Yuzuki because she'll still be reliable, I believe.
Yeah.
And then Shino, then Komomo.
Okay. Yeah.
I think
I'm
Rhea,
both.
obviously deserves like some
Oh my god,
level
Rhea.
of a shout.
Shit.
Yeah, we kind of forgot about her, but I also,
Such stiff competition though. Like if any of these were in the other category, they'd be like top two probably. But it's just difficult. But yeah, I feel like Minami is going to be better than Rhea. I've said a lot, but like Minami always looks like she's holding a bit back. I feel like one day she's just gonna explode and go full tilt, and everybody will be like, "Who the fuck is this?" So I'm just kind of waiting for that. So I would still put her above Rhea, even though I do really enjoy Rhea.
yeah, it's
And
fair.
then Stardom.
And then Stardom. Oh,
Okay, Stardom. Who are the wrestlers under 3 years? Because they've had a lot of newcomers over the last while. I'll just go to the roster page. Are we counting Rana? Is she sub 3 years?
yes,
Okay.
Rana Carrara, and yeah, we're counting everybody post, um, Aya Sakura and
Shit,
Hanako.
that makes it very okay. So no Aya Sakura. Okay, so that makes it a
No,
little bit
Aya
easy.
Sakura's involved
She's oh my god. Okay,
because Aya Sakura debuted 3 or 4 months from now, 3 years ago.
right.
I want to say.
Well, I'm not including Fua-chan because she probably won't still be wrestling by then. She'll probably go on to other things. I mean, number one, I would have to put Aya Sakura. She's a natural, very talented pro wrestler. Number two, controversially, I'll go with Sayaka Kurara. I think she's shown a lot
Crazy.
recently. That makes me go, this is a very, very talented wrestler in the making. Number three is Ane Kanaya. I love Ane. I think she's going to be fantastic. I compare her to Natsupoi, which should tell you a lot about how good I think she's going to be eventually. Number four is Rana, because I really, really like Rana. She just has a lot of competition here. Like, this is a very difficult thing to break into. And then five is Kikyo, because I really like Kikyo. I think she's very interesting. So I would maybe go with that. Like, you could put Matoy in there easily. You could put Emma in there easily. Like, they're all quite talented.
Yeah. If Matoy is healthy, no. Um,
Yeah, that's
I
true. I haven't seen a lot
I
of
think
her.
I think the one is Aya. Um,
Yeah.
I think Aya is just like she's just it's just so natural. Every time I think, okay, she's kind of had an off whatever, she just is great again.
Hmm.
Um, like pretty immediately afterwards. So Aya's the one. Um, 5 years from now, I feel like if Matoy's not healthy, I think Kanaya will be the two. I think Kanaya will
Wow. Okay.
essentially be Natsupoi.
Yeah.
Um, and I think that's as high a hopes you could have for somebody so early into their career, truthfully. Um, and like feel like confident about it. I at number three would put Kikyo, because I think she gets a very specific type of wrestling that I
Mm.
I question if that will like lend itself to being good, and I bring up her comparisons to Amasaki a lot, but I fear at some point she's just like they're gonna be like, okay, stop doing all that fuck shit. Do DDTs, just the DDTs, and that's kind of where Miyu Amasaki is she just does DDTs. Um, so I think Kikyo has a chance to be the best, like the top three, top four best wrestlers of this kind of era. Um, but also the chance to just be kind of passed by because they don't believe in her style. Um, four is Carrara. Because she's really good. Again, similar issue to Yuzuki in a sense that it's like I question how long term she can keep up like what she's the best at, I guess. Um, I don't know if that will be something she could do for the next 5 years. So that's a bit of a caution for me. And number five, who else debuted on this damn roster over the recent however long? If Matoi comes back, then Matoi. If Matoi, gets healthy, I think she has enough instincts in wrestling that she'll be fine. She'll be good in 5 years. Very good in 5 years.
All right, so I will.
Well, there's top 3 reasons Hina should be the goat, considered the goat,
Well, she's
and
awesome.
and what will it take for Alex to come around on Utami and stop being a bitch? I added that last part.
Who asked that?
That was Murph's.
Okay, I was right about Utami. She literally said in her interview thing everything I've said about her. Like, I was right. She does not want to be the ace. She cannot be the ace, and she just wants to hang around and be a big sister, like she was with Chica. So I was right. Never wrong, just
Yeah,
early.
that's my thing. Um, no, I mean, I never like I think that's fair, and I will concede that to some degree. But I also think like my belief was never that she wanted to be the ace. It's that she is capable of filling that role when she needs to.
I just
And
disagree.
and I stand by that, even though like I don't think she particularly like is like, oh, I need to be the ace. If I'm not the ace, then what am I doing in wrestling? Like I obviously she is, and I said this a million times, that it's like she wants to be Ryo Mizumori. She doesn't want to be Chihiro Hashimoto. Um, those are different wrestlers, but they're both great and they're both protected and they're both high level. And if Ryo Mizunami signed literally anywhere, she would be a top 3 or 4 like wrestler and perennial challenger and champion in that company. Um, in the same way that I think Utami is capable of and wants to be. So I just think it's I've always felt that she didn't really want to be the one, the singular person at the top. She always felt more comfortable when she was alongside someone, and I think she feels the most comfortable when she is alongside Mayu.
Okay, that's fair. Or Julia, who can also do the legwork for her.
Yeah, but I think even then she was like, "No, about you. I like Mayu. I like having
Yeah.
Mayu around."
Well, I don't know. That's Utami. She is who she is. Um, see. So I got these questions. If you could get any Joshi belt made for yourself, which one would you have? I have often battled the urge to get one of those Wonder of Stardom
Mhm.
replicas
I
on
used
eBay.
to really want that one.
Yeah, like the Wonder title is just so
I still
beautiful.
kind of
Like
do.
it's just really pretty. I would definitely buy that in a heartbeat. So definitely the Wonder.
Um, I might say the old school red belt. Well, it says any Joshi belt.
Yeah,
Um, oh man, what fucking belt was it? Uh, I kind of would want like one of the old AGW belts. Like
yeah,
I
that's
would love the 3WA belt. Like
yeah,
even though it's like kind of like a strange looking belt, I always thought it was really cool. Um,
yeah. Just for historic reasons, even.
yeah, that too. And just man, and the original All Pacific belt.
Was this one where they had their picture in the middle?
No, that was the
No.
red belt,
All
I
right.
think.
Okay.
I
Okay.
think the red belt had, yeah, I'm blanking. I think I'm combining the two old white belts, or the
Yeah.
two old AJW belts. But yeah, one of the AJW belts, some of those are fucking insane looking. They're really cool. Even the big egg one, like the V top one, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I love that one.
Yeah. Okay. Um, who is more likely to win a world title, Momo Watanabe or Komomo Minami? Which I think is an interesting question because
Oh, world
Momo,
title?
yeah, a world title.
A world title?
Yeah.
Uh,
See, the
or
thing
the
is,
world title?
well, a world title.
Or are we
Um,
talking about like win the
I
red
assume
belt
the
or
world
winning?
championship. Yes, the
Okay.
world's championship. Yeah, the top belt. See, Komomo's problem is she's always going to have a very competitive field unless like a bunch of people retire. Like she's going to be, you're not going to give her the red belt before Yuzuki or Seri, maybe Yuka. You've got a few people kind of to get to before her, and that's before you include a Mai Sakurai, a second Utami Rain, you know, a few other people. So like Komomo Minami is hard because there might always just be people in her way, depending on kind of who comes into the company and like what trainees they get. Um, Whereas Momo Watanabe could just stick around long enough that Bushiroad do their, "You know what? Fine. Here, have a V2 to the wrestler we really like." You know what I mean? Like, they might just give it to Momo because 'cause she's
Yeah, I
been
mean,
there long enough, and they've run out of ideas, and they want her as a 2 defense champion, you know?
if you asked me this question 2 years ago when Konami was in God's Eye, if you asked me the question of, like, who would win a top championship, Konami or literally any other wrestler in existence, I would probably pick the latter.
Yeah,
And here we are. So, one of the, like a premier championship, I should say, like the white belt is in my example, premier enough. But Natsuko too, like
mhm,
after she lost to Julia, everybody was like, "Oh my god, she really just is never going to win a singles title." And then she did 3 months later. And it was the world championship.
yeah,
So, in that sense, and I always feel like Momo has a path there if they want to take it, which is the biggest um her biggest advantage in this conversation, right? Like Komomo has to like fucking grind her way to the belt, regardless of how the next 5 to 8 years go. Like she needs to grind to get the red belt. Like it's going to be difficult. It's uncharted sort of thing. Like there'll be a lot of stuff at play. Momo could win it. You know what I mean? Like she just could. Like she just could.
yeah.
She can come
Well,
back
as
tomorrow
I
and win
say,
at the
she
end of
could
the
just
year.
like, you just be like, "Fine, you've been here long enough. We have
Exactly.
no more
It
ideas.
like
Just
like she
have
is
it."
the easiest here damn
Yeah,
champion in
sure.
probably in wrestling right now. Like if Sai was like, I am going to film a movie and I will be gone forever, they could easily be like, let's flip a coin. And Mike is hurt. It's like let's flip a coin, fucking Momo or I don't know, Hanan. She's like it could very easily just like go to Momo. Just
Yeah. That's kind
in
of
happenstance.
where I'm at with it, like, she could just get it to get it, whereas Komomo has, like, a
She
structure
has
in
to
her
fight
way.
for that one. Yeah,
Yeah,
and in a way, I kind of like that more. It is frustrating that this
yeah,
wrestler that I've adored for so long, has become a. There's no way she's going to win it authentically. She's gonna get a here damn reign, or she ain't getting one at all. Like that's the vibe. Like that sucks. But yeah, I think as much as it's not the fun answer, I think Momo is the more likely.
alright. Who are the best and worst comedy wrestlers in Joshi? So, I mean, the best is Sakura Hirota, like, the very intelligent,
Yeah,
layered
that's
comedy
that's
wrestler.
like not fair.
No, but,
um,
like, she is by and far, like, the best.
okay, I think you could argue that the chaos of Ranmaru holds up better
Mm, that's
when you
fair.
see her now. I think Sakura Hirota, it's like if you look at like historically, she's probably the best fucking comedy wrestler like ever. Uh, easily a top 5 comedy wrestler ever. Um, but I think Ranmaru, like if you showed somebody a Ranmaru match, they would be confused and they would laugh their ass off.
That's
Um,
fair.
Whereas I think Sakura Hirota sometimes just some nights just aren't her night. Some nights it just doesn't click quite as well
I don't
as
know. I feel like her
you
and
know.
Iger always made magic, so
Okay, well, obviously, like, are we talking about today?
well, no, just as who are the best and worst comedy
Oh, then
wrestlers.
Sakura Hirota,
Yeah,
obviously. I thought you meant like this, like currently, because in that case it's like, oh no, I like a occasional Ranmaru appearance.
that's fair.
Um, but if we're talking more like it's like overall, I think Natsu at the peak of her abilities deserves a shout. I think
Right.
now she's not good,
Yeah,
but
she
I
was my
think
pick for worst. Post-return
yeah,
Natsu is so
post-return
unfunny.
Natsu's terrible.
Yeah,
Completely, yeah, just not funny at all. But like I think, Oedo Tai Natsu is fucking hilarious. A lot
yeah,
of it's stolen bits, but they're all like they work. I mean, still one of my favorite clips of all time. Another candidate for favorite Stardom moment is her alongside all of the coolest fucking wrestlers you've ever seen in a Oedo Tai doing a robot voice and making all of them fucking corpse. Like that is the funniest shit of all time.
Mm.
Like Hazuki just starting to like giggle, looking over at Andras Miyagi trying not to ruin her makeup as she cries laughing, and Kagetsu just like falling into the wall, and Hazuki just starts dying laughing even more because like her seniors are all fucking dying laughing. Like it's like Natsu just like had it at one point. She lost it. So yes, now I think she's probably one of the worst pretty easily. Um, but you know, Natsu at the prime of her comedic abilities was great.
Okay. Um, let's see. How would you like the Stardom X CMLL relationship to work going forward? I'd like a lot more title matches. I feel like you can just do one-off title matches across the board, like bring in, Isis and two heels to challenge for the artist belts, send over Emma Maishima to face Scotty or Akira, you know, just like do more with it. Just let the two promotions send wrestlers back and forth a lot more because there's a lot of talent there and a
Mhm.
lot of fun matches that you could have that we're just not getting. Like, I don't know why Isis hasn't been over. Like her and Siri could have a fantastic IWGP title match on a Korakuen, and that's all you need. Like just do that, you know. Um, so I just that's kind of what I would like. Just more title matches. Just more like, hey, this wrestler's here. We're gonna do a big match with her. Less of the Olympia is here to house show tags kind of thing, more Olympia versus Hazuki kind of vibe.
See, no, I actually disagree. I kind of like the idea of just sending wrestlers over back and forth to just like do all of the bullshit and it leads up to a title match. I think that's really
Yeah, I
cool.
don't mind all of it, but like once we get title matches, that's kind of more what I want. Like I
Well, yeah,
wouldn't
but
hate it if like
I think we're
Kikyo
gonna,
went over to do a tour and wrestled Marcella. That would be awesome.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like I truthfully, I think like FWC's tour leading up to and after the Grand Prix was like a match made in heaven, because they
Yeah.
were wrestling literally everywhere in Mexico,
So they
and
got
like
stuck with the old ladies basically every time. I felt
yeah,
bad.
but they like were excited, and it was something
Yeah.
new, and they were reinvigorated from it. So much so that they fucking did an entire gimmick of it for Tag League when they knew they were losing. Like I think that is so beneficial. Um, so yeah, I would do it pretty much the way they've been doing it. I think I can't complain too much. Maybe send more than just one at a time, I guess.
Yeah.
Like I would send a tag team at a time
Yeah.
or as two wrestlers who kind of, click together at a time. Whatever it may be. But yeah, I think they've been doing it pretty well, with the at first, was it Yuvia or Zuxius who came over and dropped the belt? Wait, no, it was neither.
Uh
Who the fuck dropped the belt? Uh Neither. Yeah, who the fuck was that?
oh,
Uh,
you're really
she wasn't
putting
good.
us. Oh,
Sulueta.
Silhouette, Dark Silhouette, yeah.
Yes, Dark Sulueta, not La Sulueta. Yeah, like, send her over, have her lose to Koguma. Koguma and Hazuki trade the belt, whatever. They do their thing, and then Olympia comes through. Like, I think that's cool. I,
Yeah.
I, I like where we're going with this so far.
Okay. Um, what would you choose as the next big hair versus hair match in Joshi? I would probably tweak that slightly and do Kid versus Saya, mask versus hair. I think that could be like your big match. Or even like Micah versus Saya. I think that as a hair versus hair would be fine because Micah can probably pull off the
Like,
short hair.
Michael will cut her hair.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
she could pull it off. So I feel like that would be it. It would definitely be a Saya match.
The problem is that Saya can't lose because now she's famous, and I don't think she could pull off the bald look, honestly.
She could just get
Um,
extensions or a wig or something. She'd be fine.
Oh, but like I don't know, I think functionally side like yes, I agree. Um, but sorry, I'm blanking. Wait, was the question? Wait, what was the question? Repeat the question, the proper question.
Choose the next. What would you choose as the next big hair versus hair match in Joshi? If you could pick
Uh,
two wrestlers to put in a hair versus hair match. Actually, I want to change my answer. Honori Hana versus Veni. They'd maul each other.
they would. Yeah, like part of me kind of wants to go like with more of like a seedling answer in
Yeah,
a way.
no, that's fine.
Like I think okay, you know what? Actually, I think would be really cool, and this is really like silly. Um, I feel like if Mirai starts doing the occasional Marigold show at some point, I
Hmm.
think you could do Mirai and Mai Sakurai hair versus hair.
Yeah,
I think they
I
could
like
I
it.
think they could build that so naturally and so well. Um, and I mean, we watched the fucking Dreamstar match between them. Like that felt like somebody was gonna fucking shave the other one's head afterwards anyway.
Yeah,
Like they like, and that was them saying goodbye to each other. Like, that was them lovingly saying bye to each other. They fucking mauled each other, and I feel like, you could kind of work shoot that where it's like, my Sakurai could be like, "You fucking ditched me, bro. Like, yeah, that fucking hurts, and I'm gonna kill you, and I'm gonna take your hair, and you're gonna go off be a freelancer, and you're gonna be bald." And also, obviously, my Sakurai sells it crazy because she's, the noble lady, and she like has like a vanity thing to her. So I think that plays into it very well as well. Um, yeah, no, I think that's mine. Obviously, yeah, I mean, like Sai Kamatani versus Micah feels like an obvious one, but again, I feel like that's just Micah losing again. Like, the hard thing about hair versus hair in women's wrestling nowadays is that none of nobody has like short hair
yeah,
anymore. You know what I mean? Like back in the day, it's like Goose's hair grew back in like 3 months, guys. For as cool as that fucking was, like, and as like meaningful as that was, you can't forget that like she was bald for like 3 days, and then her haircut was pretty normal.
yeah.
Like 3 weeks, like she was pretty much back to her regular cut in a couple months, because she had it so short all the time. So it's a lot harder to kind of make work these days and I mean Emi Sakura's talked about that, why it's like she wasn't really a fan of them doing it um with Julia and Tam. She was like, it
Mm,
just doesn't feel right anymore. Um but I still think it's cool, but it's harder to figure out semantically, I guess.
yeah, I get you. Um, what's your retro viewing been like over the last year or so? Have you made any new discoveries or things you want to note? To be honest, I feel like I've seen so much of the old stuff that it's hard to find like new wrestlers and new companies. Like I've done the AJW watch along. I've seen Misaki Ohata and Yumi Kurihara. Like I've watched a lot of that stuff already. I think the only thing over the past year or so was I kind of got back into Argion and like tried a little bit more of like 2000 the like late 2000s of Argion or like 2002 2003. Because there was some cool like Michiko Omakai matches because Shino came up and I was like, oh, her mom was cool. I want to watch her again. So it was definitely like I've really enjoyed Argion last time I went to watch it after kind of not getting it for a while.
Yeah,
Um,
original rules.
That's probably Arjan because I think I saw as well like one of my first Izumi Hyuga matches, and I thought, oh, she wrestled today. People would love her.
Yeah.
So like that I think Arjan is kind of the big one, and then Izumi Hyuga to an extent. Although I'm still not like super locked into Hyuga, but I think she's very very talented.
This is going to disappoint many. I have watched virtually no retro Joshi over the past 365
Wow.
days. Um, I've watched Gaia, like I've watched some Gaia shows
Yeah.
here and there and Gaia matches, just because like I get the urge to.
Hmm.
Um, but I've been slacking big time on my watch through of AJW in the 80s, um, and that's mostly Gaia. Yeah, when I do get to watch it, but not a lot. What I have been watching retro of is WWE. And by retro, I mean like 2000s.
Oh yeah, me too. John Cena.
I've been watching a
I was
ton of
watching
John
John
Cena
Cena
matches,
stuff.
obviously,
Yeah.
and like I would watch John Cena matches. I'd watch him versus JBL, and I was like, I really liked JBL, and I would watch JBL matches. I was like, yeah, like I fuck with JBL.
Yeah.
Like I like a lot of the guys that everybody thinks are fucking boring. Like I love JBL, and I love
I
fucking
think
Big Show.
JBL's kind of been
Um,
JBL's a weird one. I think a lot of people like him. It's only like
I think
you're
I
very
think a big
new.
problem with JBL is that like he got worse once he got pushed. Like he was a fucking psychopath beast in like the late 90s and early 2000s, like just in
Yeah.
terms of like just going for it, like just fucking, being a brute, and his like I think the new Blackjacks are a very fun team. APA is a very fun team. So
Yeah.
like a lot of like his like coolest stuff um didn't coincide with like his main event push, but his main event
Mm.
push was also fucking cool. Like I liked it. Like I thought he was a really cool in ring worker during that time, and I just love Big Show. Like just as a person and as a wrestler, I just have always kind of like been kind of obsessed with Big Show. I watched him versus Cena on a SmackDown, uh, in clips on YouTube. It was you know how they used to put
Yeah.
like one of three, two of three. I watched one from that I would have seen. It would have been one of the first episodes of SmackDown I watched in like early 2009 because I started watching SmackDown late 2008. Um, so I watched Big Show versus Cena, and it was just really cool. Like
Yeah.
Big Show is just such a good, indomitable force, like someone that you just can't, find your way around. And John Cena obviously sold that like $1 million. Also been watching Batista because Batista's my guy as well. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Batista rock.
it's been a lot of like going back to childhood stuff, uh, that I didn't get to appreciate at the time, I guess, because I just thought Batista was cool and he did the boo boo boo, you know, like I didn't really. So the thing about wrestling, sorry, I
Oh
know
Lord.
we're already going long.
Yeah,
But the thing about
you gotta
wrestling,
wrap this one.
I know the thing about wrestling is that like there are so many instances of like did I like that because I was a kid or because I didn't get it? Or did I just like it because it was good? And a lot of people convince themselves that like, oh, they liked Batista because it was like cool when they were a kid, but he actually is shit. He's not. He's fucking awesome. Like he's a great wrestler. Same with Cena. Same with guys like fucking Big Show. At least to me, I was always a Big Show guy. Like these guys, like I think were legitimately high level wrestlers. That I think people kind of pass over because it's like, oh, I didn't get it yet. I didn't get wrestling. That's why I like John Cena growing up. It's like, no, John Cena was just fucking awesome, like a lot of the time. Uh Especially in ring. Like I like a lot of his promos failed, eventually. But he was pretty consistently like good in ring. I'd like you could find a good match from Cena in basically any year if you try hard enough. And I think
Yeah.
that's admirable.
Yeah, he was good. We got two more questions. What are your picks for ones to watch going forward that most people don't know of yet? This is kind of specifically 2026 because Shupro put out a Rising Star 2026 thing, and all six picks make no sense. One of them is Mirai. You're like, right, Mirai's not a Rising Star. Um,
Yeah, but she's about to
so
win every company's
yeah,
championship is
but
the problem.
she doesn't count. They have Yuzuki too, and I'm like, she is literally already a champion. Why would she be a Rising
Yeah.
Star? So my Rising Stars, I mean, I feel like I would go with Kaya Toribami again. I think her being paired up with Miyu Yamashita would be a launch pad to something. I would go with probably Sayaka Kurara. They're probably going to finally like move her up in the card. I would say Seria Miyoka. This is going to be her year. I would say Maria Kuga. A lot of people probably don't know Maria Kuga. And Soy. I think it's going to be a cool year for Soy.
I am still banking on my beloved Manami winning the Sendai Girls World Championship this year.
Not a chance.
I know, but if it does, she is the rising star
That's fair.
of rising stars, and I still believe that. So I'm gonna hang my hat on that. Um, Otherwise, it's like I'm kind of trying to think of wrestlers who like can win a championship or like get really like
Yeah, you're maybe
noticed.
looking at a Honori Hana. I think they might fast track her
That's
to the
fair.
seedling title.
That's fair. Yeah. Um, the problem the mm, I think
It's hard to
Sakakara is a
deem.
great shout.
Yeah, it's hard to deem most people in Stardom a rising star because they have so many talents. You're not gonna
Yeah.
make a huge leap, but like Carrara might finally get legitimized and like put into the upper card.
I think Rhea Seto is not the craziest choice to dethrone Yuzuki,
Yeah,
and
I'm
I
with.
think that probably constitutes that.
Yeah, no,
Even
that's
though
definitely.
we're obviously always a bit not shaky on like her ability because she's very good, but just shaky on like what she does
Mm.
over the next however many years. Um, I think having your first heel singles champion outside of like Sari, I guess. Um, I think it might be Rhea.
Okay.
Who
Um,
knows?
the last
Sari,
question.
obviously, but like
Yeah,
I wanted to look for somebody interesting.
What do you guys think is a realistic peak of Fua-chan in Stardom? Do you think she can get to a point where she's a bona fide main eventer even with her limited schedule? I mean,
Your schedule's not that limited. I don't think that's a
I feel
problem.
like the limited schedule helps because it makes her feel more special when she does show up.
Yeah.
But her peak, I mean, it is whatever they want it to be.
I
Like
think
they
she
don't,
wins the white belt.
yeah, like she could win one of the top two belts because they're not defending that outside of Korakuen or a pay per view. Like they're not going to suddenly decide they want to run a Wonder title match in Tochigi. You know what I mean?
And if
Like
they do,
she,
it's become a pay-per-view,
yeah.
which
So
they literally did today.
yeah. So I
They were
think
like,
that
uh,
like she could her ceiling is whatever they want it to be. Like she's very popular. She's a very good wrestler already. They wanted to rush into her versus Saya to get, big attention from the media or to sell a lot of tickets. They could. And if they wanted her to win, she could. And I don't think the schedule will hold her back. I feel like that would make it even better because you can be like, hey, this is your one chance to see Fua. If they do run the Sapporo pay per views again, it's like, oh, here's your one chance as a fan to see Fua Chan wrestle, in Sapporo. So you could almost make it where her being a rare appearance makes it even more impactful and she draws even more. So I think it is genuinely as high as they want it to be.
yeah, I think she wins the white belt. I do question her being like the face of the company type of thing. Not even the face of the company, but like I don't know. Maybe I'm still holding on to old school uh red and white theory to some degree. 'Cause she feels like she would be more Aikawa than she'd be Nanai, if that makes sense. Like I feel like that position would work better for her as a wrestler and as a character and as a you know including her schedule. I think that also works better for her with the white belt. Um, so yeah, I would say the white belt is her peak. I can't see her getting like the double title. Like I don't think she'll be that prominent for that long. I think there's a big part of me that's like, oh, she'll probably retire after 3 years. I don't see her hanging on long enough to get these accolades, rack up a million accolades from the company. But I think a white belt run is in her future for sure.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's definitely the belt for her. It was the
Mhm.
Aikawa belt before, so kind of
Maybe the
it's
IWGP. Who knows? Maybe they just
yeah,
decide,
that
fuck it.
too. Yeah, it's literally whatever they decide it. Like she'll make it work. So I think the schedule won't hold her back anyway. I mean, Sayaka Mitani's just taking a month off and she's world champion. I don't think they would hold it against her. So that is all the questions. Thank you for providing them. We ended up going longer than we needed to, which is fine. But with that, it is time to close the show. So we'll be back next week to review the Marigold Corkin and the Stardom Corkin, and we will preview the last Stardom show of the month. That's also a Corkin. So lots of Corkins. And then yeah, uh, I already said it. Time to close the show. If you want to stand in my stand, if you want to sit in my sit, believe today, shine tomorrow. You decide what you believe in.
Shine forever. Stardom Quest Goldo Pasha.
Ijo.